Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
Why, well, hello everybody! How are you doing today here on Encounter Roleplay? We're going to, May the 4th be with you, play a little Star Wars with the good, the bad, and the Jedi. Without further ado, let's go around and talk to these amazing people. Susie, you've seen, so let's start in the other direction. Lindy, how are you? Who will you be playing today? And are you ready to feel the Force?
Oh, I'm born ready, Greg. Hi, I'm Lindy, and I'm going to be playing Soul, short for Solstice Hades. I've got an amazing twin with me here today, and I couldn't be happier to be revisiting this group and this universe. Yeah, I'm a bounty hunter, kind of getting some training, though, I hear, to be more Force capable. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
It sounds like a good idea. It's a deadly weapon that does need training. So, speaking of a deadly weapon that definitely needs training, let's go down to Trav. Trav, how are you, my friend? Who will you be playing?
Hey,
and are you ready to feel the Force?
There's my favorite intro ever. What's up, everybody? Producer Trav here. Happy birthday to Pruitt. Producer Pruitt. Judge Pruitt. Anyway, happy Star Wars Day. I'm playing Tulpa Yokum. His real name is Junior Senator Tolo Stockton of Alderaan, but he went into hiding after Alderaan was blown up like a watermelon under a hammer. And so ready to rock. And I've got like a squad now. Oh, and he's a Duros, so he's like as tall as a Wookiee, pale green skin, got the big eyes, you know, bald. And there's nothing wrong with that. Handsome, bald, beautiful in the sunshine, gleaming, majestic Duros male. And he's one of those cheap 80s flight suits. Let's play the game now. Thank you.
Sounds great. And as you describe your junior senator from the Gallagher, or the Sledge-O-Matic Gallagher Alderaan, let's go over to Lydia. Lydia, my friend, how are you? Who will you be playing? And are you ready to feel the Force?
I'm so excited to feel the Force on this here Star Wars Day. I'm playing PX-15. They are a repurposed Roger droid who doesn't say Roger anymore. They say something else.
That's right. Don't give it away for free. Just wait.
I gotta make my big moment.
Right. Great to see you again, my friend. And we'll leave the birthday boy for last as we jump over to somebody that you've already spoken with today. But Susie, how are you, my friend? Who will you be playing? And are you ready to feel the Force?
Greg, I was born ready to feel the Force. I'm doing real good. I've eaten like a bag of Cheetos today, so the energy is like here. I'm ready. But I am playing Nox Hades, which is short for Equinox Hades. I am a twin sister of Soul Hades, bounty hunter, 6'5", pure muscle, Force using, lightsaber wielding, badass. And don't ask about the electricity and the little like Palpatine thingy. That's it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's great. It's great.
It's a common and known side effect. That's it. So
yeah,
it happens to at least half of the people to try it, right?
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, let us drop down to the helmeted birthday boy. Pruitt, tell us who you'll be playing, my friend, and are you ready to feel the Force?
Well, I don't know if the Force is ready to feel me. That's the thing. And here we are. It is my birthday's eve. I don't want to take anything away from the holy day of May the 4th. But yes, tomorrow will be my birthday, but I love that we're here playing this game in pseudo celebration of that event alongside this amazing sci-fi franchise that has enlightened so many people out there in all of our lives for a little bit. So let's add a little bit of sparkle to that shine.
Absolutely, and that is our job today. I'm Grimjack21502. I'll be your game master. That's all you need to know about me. Let's go into the trailer. And we're back, everybody. Time to play a little Star Wars. And so I will ask everyone to produce your Star Wars rolling devices that you all have. And I would like you to roll one force die. One force die for me, please. So we can start this session and see exactly how well, or how, well for you or well for me, it begins. Anything that's solid black, tell me. Anything that's a circle with white inside, tell me it's white or dark. So let's start with Lindy. Lindy, what did you get?
I got a light side.
Okay.
Explodey star.
Travis, what did you get?
Solid white.
Solid white. That's good.
White as the driven snow.
That's the driven snow. Lydia, what did you receive, my friend?
Also solid white.
Nice. Pruitt, what did you get, my friend?
I received 2 of the 2 advantage symbols, or whatever.
Okay. And finally, Susie, what did you receive?
I got 2 solid black.
Woo!
Fantastic. With that being said, everybody, this is a consumable commodity that you have called Destiny Points. Destiny Points, for this game, they have various limits, but for this game, it is to take control of the narrative and do something awesome. Whenever you use one of your currently 3 light side Destiny Points, they turn to the dark side. Whenever I use one of my current 4 dark side Destiny Points, they turn to the light. I will let you know at any time how many Destiny Points you currently have, and if you would like to use them, there are always an option if you would like to take control of the narrative and tell your tale. But you must realize I can do the same whenever I wish. But with that being said, a quick recap of how we got here. This group of bounty hunters all joined together to take upon a contract for a man from Alderaan on Tatooine who lived beyond the Dune Sea in the Valley of a Molten Meteor. This was given to them by a captain of the secret police, Terrigan Blood. Terrigan Blood followed them with stormtroopers. That was a convoluted, basically a way for them to do his dirty work while he was able to maintain the integrity of his troops on Tatooine. The group performed admirably. And instead of finding one lone man at the end of the Valley of the Molten Meteor, they found instead the remaining children of fallen Alderaan. In addition to that, they found one of the few remaining Force users in the galaxy, Ahsoka Tano. When I say one of the few, it means two of our own met one of the remaining Force users, as our twins will demonstrate soon. But before we get started, the mission as stands is to get off of Tatooine and to go and meet up with the actual rebellion in Ord Mantell. But unfortunately, the rebellion has gone to ground. And so efforts to infiltrate the rebellion are running throughout the galaxy as the Empire seeks to crush it from within. So actually getting an audience with a member of the rebellion is very difficult. So instead, our group of bounty hunters has found out that there is one known associate of the rebellion who currently has a bounty hunter bounty on them and a tracking fob associated with them, and that is a gentleman by the name of Han Solo. They have to get to Ord Mantell to get the fob, but they're on their way, having acquired a ship called the Numa. But before they leave, we're going to flash back a bit to a certain cantina that still smells a bit of burned Rhodian, and we see a Mandalorian deep in his cups.
Doesn't even matter anymore. Nobody wears their helmet. Nobody cares about the code of honor. Like, why do we even do it anymore? Why? So he kind of looks up at the still human only, no droids.
They've become a little bit lax since the clientele suffered, and they need to keep up the numbers. So there you see a few droids.
Okay, well, much like the priest in The Fifth Element, the Mandalorian is sitting at the bar pouring out his heart to a droid who is otherwise probably indifferent while it's cleaning its cups. So that is where we see the judge today.
And this droid is one of those stick droids that acts famously in Jabba's palace. It's the one with the long cone head with the flappy mouth. But it's sitting there with a rag in one hand and a shot glass in another, cleaning blue milk out of a shot glass. Go on, tell me your story. As the pre-programmed banter begins.
You're supposed to have a purpose in this world, and nobody. I just don't even know what that is anymore. I'm just drunk. That's all. I need to take a stim. Wait, I don't even have those anymore.
I hear ya. How about that weather?
Well, that's where the visor's good. It at least blocks that sun. Does the sun ever stop on this planet, by the way? Do you know? Is that a...
Tatooine has 2 suns.
Oh, God.
This is like having a conversation with early Alexa.
Yeah. And he slowly realizes why he should hate droids. They were responsible for the destruction of Mandalore at one point. So he goes back to his cups and kind of looks around the bar.
Would any of the rest of you or one of you be in the cantina as well? You don't have to be. The Mandalorian is drinking.
Yeah, maybe watching him from across the room. We're waiting on transport? Is that the idea?
This is a bit of a flashback. Transport has been acquired in the Numa. It seems to have been a ship that was impounded because the owner of it just left it. It was registered to a Rhodian named Greedo. Never came to pick it up.
Okay. I emerge from the restrooms in the Mos Eisley Cantina and go up to the bar next to the judge and let the bartender know in my native Duros tongue that the bathroom could use some attention and I'd like a small blue milk neat.
He begins to use the glass that he has just been cleaning and pours blue milk into it, hands it to you. How about that weather?
He
It's
just
hot.
keeps talking about the weather.
I was programmed to do that and then serve beverages to the clientele. Are you going to be able to make it out of here without making a scene?
What? Is there Mandalorian
Feel
here?
good?
What? Yeah, I'm good.
No.
I'm fine. It's good.
No?
What? Yeah, something needs to be done?
Well, I think we need to get moving. We're gonna go get on the ship, I think.
All right, I'm
Understand
done.
correct? All right.
One for the road, please.
I think you're fine. He's fine. He's fine. Like, put my hand over his hand. You know he's good.
He's already sliding a drink of whatever
boy.
the judge has had. Heard it's real hot out there.
Yeah, this is for
Can
my.
I get that?
I got it. Don't worry, and I'll flip some credits onto the bar. I got it. It's fine.
Get the blue milk to go. Let's get it in a to go. Just
To go. He turns and you see a third arm reach up and grab the credits off the table as he turns back around and just puts a cap on your small blue milk. It's like a plastic top. There's a straw in it. It has a little bit of swirl in it.
none of this is disposable, so you get to keep it. Got like a dozen of these in my bag and my. Anyway, they're great. Have you talked to the sisters, the ladies?
No, I haven't seen them. They're doing something with the something.
They were here. Like, stand up on my full 7+ feet. Scan the cantina for the
I think
Hades twins.
They found somebody to go make fun of.
Oh,
They got tired of me.
well, they're not here. They don't really blend in. All right, here we go. We're walking. You're walking. We're walking. We're standing. We're standing up.
Yeah, we're standing. We're standing. We're walking. Mm-hmm.
Carry you
Judge,
out of here,
as
but
soon
I
as
think
you
that's against your code.
Judge, as soon as you start to move away, you feel not a grab or a redirect, but a light robotic hand right around your left elbow as the bartender kind of reaches across the bar and sort of gently commands your attention.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an overreaction to being grabbed, but yeah, he whirls about, blaster halfway out, and then he's like, "Oh, what? Is that enough? Not enough to not tip? What?"
As the blaster is sort of reflected business end in the shiny face of the bartender, you would hear a click and a whir and click, and then you would hear the bartender say, "Some of us were born to wear the helmet. We can't take it off."
Who told you that?
Click, whir, click. How about that weather?
And he, like, the judge looks over at Tolpa and's like, "You heard that, right?"
Something about a helmet? You talking about your helmet? Maybe malfunctioning. I don't know. Talking about helmets.
I mean, it's the role of every Mandalorian. You're not supposed to, but so many people do. I've lost faith almost. And the judge reaches out with a hand and puts it on the shoulder of the droid, and it's like, "I know you don't know this because of your programming, but you saved my life today. Thank you." And turns to walk with a renewed purpose.
And I,
With
like,
the same
turn to
hand
the
that he
droid and go,
touched you with.
He's been drinking.
He waves with the same hand he touched you with as he hears what Tola says, and he says, but directed towards the judge, "Be careful. It's hot out there."
It is. It's always hot out there. Let's go, Tolpa. We got a job to do. And he kind of stumbles over the stair after making that very bold declarative statement.
I check to see if anybody noticed that he stumbled and make our way out of there.
Sure. Why don't you, let's see. Why don't you roll me a perception? And just one purple die. It's easy.
I got 2 thingies.
Oh, those are fun. Those are my thingies.
Good.
Those look like TIE fighter cockpits, so those are mine. Anyhow,
Yes. They certainly do.
As you look around, you don't notice anybody looking, nobody paying attention to the judge's exit, nobody really paying attention to anyone other than their cups. And as you both depart, we, though, are able to stay and see exactly what transpires in the cantina. And as it goes back to the droid continues to clean the shot glass, but its mouth opens and it quietly says, "May the Force be with you, Judge." But nobody hears that. We cut forward as everybody is on the Aknuma flying towards Ord Mantell. It is inside the cargo bay of this relatively large, mid-sized freighter. It looks more like a lunchbox with some thrusters on the back, but it maneuvers well. And those from Alderaan, your group, and of course the battle droids that now follow PX-15 are all lingering about in either the life areas, the bridge, or here in the cargo bay. In the cargo bay, however, we see 3 ignited lightsabers, 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 white for right now, as Ahsoka Tano holds class. I need you both to roll for me. Let's do coordination here real quick.
Okay.
And just 1 purple for me.
Okay.
2 successes.
Ooh, 3 successes.
So narratively, as this plays out, Ahsoka is throwing these spheres into the air that are firing painful but harmless laser blasts as they all around, and they'll fire. And as you both begin to deflect from multiple angles, Ahsoka moves through you, kind of figure-eighting between your whirling lightsabers, her own out as an errant blast that might kind of get redirected somewhere. She takes out before it does anything to the bulkheads or the surrounding walls. But as she's walking around you, she is instructing. There is no side to the Force, there is only proficiency. If you can control yourself, you can control the Force. Dark side, light side, they are both just excuses of narrow-minded wielders. The Force is you. You are the Force. Repeat after me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Do you repeat?
Yeah.
Then do so, and I will flip 2 of my dark side destiny points to the light. She says again, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
And she continues to repeat it. And you can repeat as much as you wish, but as you are rolling around, she continues to say, all of the meditation, all of the tricks the Sith and Jedi use to clear their minds is just unnecessary pomp. Accessories applied from centuries of politics and meddling, they have all lost their way. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. This is all you will ever need to reorient yourself with the Force. Use it as often as you need to. Reach out and hold the power we all share. And she turns off her lightsaber. That's it for today.
Right.
I think Nox keeps hers ignited for just like a fraction longer than everybody else before she shuts hers down and kind of grinningly turns to Soul and says, "We can get really powerful, Soul.
I think
We
so.
nail this. There's nothing that could stop us."
I like the sound of that.
Think about it. The Hades ladies takes on the universe.
Ooh,
Yeah?
it's nice. Yeah, we can
Good
get like
ring
a
to it, yeah?
penthouse somewhere.
Yeah. Our own
With
ship.
a view.
Yeah. Make Jabba's palace look like nothing.
But not on Tatooine.
No, God, no. Fuck no.
No. No.
Fucking Ascend. Awful.
It's everywhere. It's so coarse.
Yeah. I tried so hard. Yeah. It'll be real good, I think.
Yeah,
So-
I guess we'll just have to work real hard to get there.
Yeah, I guess. It means I guess we've got to get involved with this whole rebellion.
Rebellion thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's always gonna rule. Doesn't matter who, really. So
Nah, and I mean,
just
you
pick
know,
a
as long as
side and
we've
hope for
got-
the best.
Yeah, as long as we've got each other in the credits,
Yeah.
then we'll be all right.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Alright.
I still have 2 destiny points, and so at this point, I'm going to spend one, and I am going to have electricity lance up Nox's arm, just for a moment, and I need a perception check from her sister.
Of course. Perception. 2 successes.
You see it. You're not sure if it's a discharge from the lightsaber or something else, but it was electricity.
You alright? Your lightsaber malfunction?
Yeah, it was nothing. It's happened first time I turned the saber on, so maybe there's something weird with the saber.
Oh.
But
Maybe you
yes,
should have a look
I'm
at it
alright.
then. Just in case.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
don't want
well,
it,
it's not really
like, shorten
important, right?
out if you're fighting
Well, I mean-
someone.
I mean, it still works, and she flicks it on again before she clicks it off again. It was something a little weird, maybe a little quirk, right? Because like each saber's different, they're all made weird, and I didn't make this one, so maybe
No.
there's this, there's something going on a bit weird. Maybe they're getting used to it, kind of thing.
You'd
yeah?
think Asajj would have mentioned it though.
Yeah, well, I mean, she did have other things on her mind, like being a ghost. So
Yeah.
maybe it sort of skipped her mind a bit.
Maybe. The ghost.
But yeah,
I
I'll
would
keep an
like-
eye on it, and if it happens again, I'll talk to Ahsoka about it. Yeah.
Soul, I would like you to roll for me streetwise and Nox deception.
Okay.
You're not rolling against anything. I just need to know successes if you get them.
Okay, deception. Okay, any purples? Just straight up.
Straight up.
So I got 3 successes and 1 advantage.
I got
Okay.
1 success and 2 advantages.
So the advantages and the successes equal out to, again, I don't take agency away from the players, and you can think however
Mhm.
Soul would think, but it seems to check out. You know?
Yeah, just if
Just-
it happens again, just have her look at it. I mean, it's like a ship, if something's shorting out, you want to make sure it doesn't do it when you're on a really important
Yeah,
flight.
and I don't want the fucking thing to explode and take my end off, right? Because that
No,
would be
or like just turn
inconvenient.
off when like someone else is swinging at you. That'd be
Yeah, all that I'm getting shot at and something hits
Yeah,
my face
and
because
you
you
can't-
know how much I hate my face getting hit.
your your face and your hair.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. You're right.
All right.
As this conversation concludes, as the 2 twins kind of banter back and forth, our camera will pan across the cargo bay as we find PX-15 and I believe it was 3 remaining super battle droids from the previous encounter. But PX, before we get into anything, roll me a perception check.
Okay. It's just the one green, or do I need to add one for you?
Nope, just straight up.
Straight up
I'm
perception.
gonna notice how buff we are.
I got a blank.
A blank? Okay.
Mhm.
So we follow the camera, and the camera goes to the long battle droid face of PX-15, and for a moment, reflected in both the eye line and the facial metal is that flash of electricity. But PX, you don't notice where it came from. You can hear kind of distantly the description of the event that Nox gives, but you don't have any reason to believe that she's lying. But behind you, the battle droids kind of move a bit during all of this aggression. And for a moment, maybe the 20th time in the past half hour, orders, sir. And they seem to all be looking at you.
No orders. Droids, stand down.
Standing down. And they don't move at all, but they just continue to stand with that head that is not a head and neck area. And they look at you, and you know full well that there's an internal clock going in, the one that just spoke. And between 60 and 90 seconds from now, they will ask again if you have orders. PX-15.
Yes.
The internal question for a droid that has not had their memory wiped in as long as you have existed, what is PX-15 thinking right now? You are dealing with droids that are frequently wiped, and so they are almost like infantile in their constant quest for direction. You, however, have grown beyond that. Is this something that PX-15 is comfortable with, being in charge, or uncomfortable with, or being a nurse droid reprogrammed? Is this fall into your purview, or is it annoying?
It's annoying, and PX-15, I think, probably thinks that these droids are very uptight.
I will tell you this: if you would like to roll I don't know, I'll go with computers, or I would go with I'd even go with mechanics in a way. If you would like to alter their personalities in any way, you have that right. They've been kind of given over to you as your kind of commando unit.
Can I use computers?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an easy roll, so it's only one purple.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Okay. Of the 3 battle droids, is there anything you would like them to learn from you? You can teach them something here. Not you can teach them an emotion as to the way you understand it, a behavior. Is there some way you would like to evolve these super battle droids that follow you around like your mother duck?
Yeah, so I would like to try to reprogram them to not ask me for orders every 90 seconds. Instead, I would like them to ask each other, oh boy, not ask me for orders every 90 seconds, but ask each other, like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. It's just not ask for orders.
Okay. You want them to begin like inter-squad banter. Like, not asking you, but try to, okay.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So how about they ask each other, how's the weather every 90 seconds instead of asking me for orders?
Sure, absolutely. So as you kind of finish your program, it takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour. You get done, and they all kind of come back online. They didn't turn off exactly, but it's like they rebooted with this new awareness. And about 90 seconds later, you hear, what do you think the weather is like? And what's the weather? Weather? I haven't heard. Weather? The weather could be bad. It could be hot. And it goes back for a little bit. And you see them kind of circle through it. And as they learn that they're asking the same question, they stop. And the one that had talked to you first looks at the others and says, do you know if we have any orders? And that's how it kind of goes around and around as they talk for a bit. And then we go up into the bridge of the ship where Captain Braddock, a member of the Rebel Alliance, hopeful, he is worked with Senator Bail Organa from Alderaan as his personal ship's captain. He was not on Alderaan when it blew, but he's up there right now with the judge and with Tulpa as a hollow of Ord Mantell, the large blue planet, spins. He points to it. This is under Imperial occupation. It's not going to be easy. Finding one man.
What do we have so far as cover to get on the planet? What's the blockade like there?
The Imperials have, and he indicates that there is a ring of mid-sized assault craft around. You don't see any Star Destroyers because there are 4 of them that are in the kind of suborbital dry dock of Ord Mantell. As he indicates each one, you see kind of readouts appear beneath it as he touches one of the Star Destroyers, and the name Fang appears. The next one, Tempest, Attrition, Gallows, as each of these are kind of noted as the names of the craft that are currently being retrofitted. The surfaces, the imps have set up pockets to protect themselves where they don't have to walk around as armed, but it's heavily guarded. And your Bounty Hunter Guild office is located within inside that. That's one avenue. Go in using your credentials as bounty hunters. Hope that the information from Tatooine hasn't reached Ord Mantell yet. Now, and he indicates as the city kind of appears and grows, the pocket of the stormtroopers, it moves kind of wishing past the screen. These are the slums. The remains of the Black Sun Syndicate. They've been crushed by the Imperials, but they could potentially have a fob for this solo on the black market. You could use it there. And then he looks specifically at you, Judge. There's also been reports that there was a Mandalorian covert here, but the reports say that it was destroyed. That was in the slums as well.
I think we should at least investigate it as well, or at least I will. I wouldn't want to drag anybody else into Mandalorian affairs. But yes, what do you think, Tulpa? We made quite a ruckus on Alderaan.
Well, if I was by myself
Tatooine,
and I had my druthers, I'd pose as an Imperial, try to get on the network, have them let me in, at least get some intelligence, see if they've caught him already, but I don't know. I think the bounty hunter, our own credentials, might as well just go ahead and land and stay low and go to the office and check in like normal. Blue milk? Got more.
We're a long way from that bar, Tulpa.
We'll just keep it in this fridge here. I came out with a fair bit of it. It's hard to find actual blue milk. There's only a handful of planets where the good blue milk from real banthas, where you can get it fresh. So just,
I hate that blue soy milk. It's doesn't taste the same.
They had it on Alderaan, but it's not the same. It's not the same as on Tatooine so.
Never try the purple stuff either, Captain Braddock says. So mechanically, this is what you all need to decide. You can be deposited by Braddock in the slums, which would open you up to the Black Sun Syndicate potentially, or the covert to get your information if the covert's still there, or you can go into the occupied area of the city and attempt to go to the Bounty Hunters Guild. This is a path, a fork in the road. Which way do you decide to go?
I vote slums.
And you can all meet up if you like the time.
Maybe we should bring in the sisters.
Yeah, we're gonna need a tiebreaker because I'm telling you, you're asking for trouble. You go down to the slums, you're gonna get a ton of attention. We've got the codes, we've got the the clearance to just go down there, walk into the office, find this guy, zap him, and bug out. You're making this very complicated.
Does someone say trouble and attention? Because I think we should go for that one.
Things.
Yeah, the slums, yeah.
Yeah, basically, do we want to go to the Bounty Hunters Guild inside the fortified Imperial area, or do we want to go to the slums? We can get some info from the black market. There's possibly a Mandalorian covert there. We could get some info. Personally, I like to go to the underworld first, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, do you think the guild has found out that we didn't exactly complete our last job?
Yeah. We might not be exactly in good standing after what happened last time. Yeah, might have worn out our welcome a little bit. Plus, with a market, you never know what you can find. You get a new blaster.
Exactly, we can go shopping. I mean, again, you said attention and trouble, and that's practically our middle names. You can guess who's
yeah. She's trouble. I'm attention.
I'm gonna look back to the captain and be like, do you think possibly Black Market could have some info on whether or not we're still in good standing?
Quite possibly. I was thinking more along the lines of anything that you would need that you wouldn't want to go through official channels and information, now that you bring it up, would be... Yeah, I think so.
Can't get information before we go in. So if it sounds like we're clear, then we can pop in at least, get the fob. Easy to get the fob through the office, but don't want to have a shootout necessarily the first 10 minutes we're on the planet. So
can Tulpa speak up about how he used to fake an Imperial identity fairly regularly and has some fake Imperial identification that he likes to run sometimes? Is that a thing?
It sure sounds like you could spend a destiny point and make it a thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. And so it is.
I got a bunch of these. I used to use them all the time. Various clearances. He's got he's going through like a thing, like it's not on a ring, like a ton of keys, but it's the equivalent on like a small, card. No, I used to, this is like I said, if it was just me and I wasn't putting everybody's lives in danger, I just tell him I was Lieutenant Greg Skillion and that I had clearance to land and ask for a bay and give him a code and get down there and walk right into the front door. But it's a roll of the dice, and everybody's gonna have to hold their breath while I'm on the radio, on the comms.
So you're an Imperial guy giving us bounty hunters a lift? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because that's a bit more plausible than all of us being Imperials, because, I mean, some of us might not look the part,
See? Now you're getting it.
I'm obviously not Imperial.
Well, yeah, because you got that tin on your head.
Yeah.
Got that bucket, yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I was thinking maybe like a bag. I've got like a paper bag. We could...
You think Imperials wear paper bags over their heads?
That's a bit bad form, innit?
Land,
covering up a Mandalorian helmet. That's a bit like one of the taboos, isn't it? I don't know.
The judge is not even acknowledging that statement as something that was said. You can tell he's just staring daggers at Tulpa for even.
It's a little disrespectful. But Tulpa's feeling like a little bit of a rock star. He's this is the bounty hunter side of him coming out. Part of him that's done listening to the rules, fucking with the Mandalorian a little bit. Look, let me give it a shot. All right, then we land. I'm escorting you into, planet side.
Mm-hmm.
Routine, same old thing,
What? Will you be upset within 10 minutes if we end up shooting someone? I'm just saying, it's very possible.
Yeah.
Just do it when we land. I don't want to shoot
anybody.
Well, yeah,
we're not going to shoot anybody in the ship.
Yeah.
I thought that was as much as off.
That's really clear. don't know.
Blue
Maybe he thinks
milkman.
we'll shoot anybody. I mean, not bad.
Look, I like the bad idea I know. Okay, you got two bad ideas here. I like the bad idea that I do all the time. Okay, you want to try the bad idea where we go flirt with the black market and the underworld on freaking Ord Mandel, and you want to go make a splash in front of Black Sun? You go do it. But no, thank you. I've got a code. We'll just walk right in. They might serve us lunch.
Oh, free lunch.
You know, you ever had Imperial for lunch? It's a little plasticky, but it's fine.
I usually eat them for breakfast.
How long you been
Eye
sitting
rations?
on that line?
Like half a second.
Or I say we try his stupid idea, and then when that fails, we go to the black market, right? And then we have a good time.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, by then we'll be on the run, so yeah.
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 Okay, so we have three ideas. We have the one idea where we dress up and pretend to be Imperials and being escorted. The second is going to the black market, Black Sun potentially in the slum district, and the third being full-on firefight that the twins seem to approve of. So we have the good idea, the bad idea, and the Jedi idea. Thank you very much. Everybody, I'll see myself out.
The Jet idea? Yeah.
Okay.
Topa, if you believe that you can sneak us past them, then I trust you. We've been through a lot, but
Yeah. But if you don't sneak us past them, we're gonna shoot our way out and then go to the black market. That's
I will
plan
just
B.
say this. I will just say
Best
this, that I will be investigating this Mandalorian covert while we're here, regardless.
We land. You guys want to track down somebody? You want to go shopping? You want to use the Imperial, executive bathroom? You know,
No,
it sounds like
okay.
all these things, they're not bad. They got the little, anyway. You get like a mint, and that's fine. Let's just
That's
get
not a
planet
mint.
side. Let's just not get planet side without telling all of Ord Mandel that we've got a bad idea and that we're here.
To be clear, Travis, you're explaining the Imperials much like a Delta Sky Miles club. That
Yeah, they're not mints in the bathroom.
A little bit.
okay.
Don't eat them.
In the executive
not what they're
bathroom.
That's not a mint.
Those are the ones with the bidets.
Those aren't mints.
Yeah. That's not
Oh,
a shelf
okay.
line.
Tulsa's easily impressed by like any finery whatsoever. Like his bar for finery is very low. He's very easily impressed by anything extra in any regard. Like
So if
milk.
that is, look, so if that is the
Plan is
direction
to
in which
try
we're-
Tulpa's idea, and if that doesn't work, then we're gonna shooty pew pew our way to the black market.
Okay, and just so I make sure this is absolutely clear, this is an occupied world that is currently home to 4 Star Destroyers and their complement of crew and troopers. This world is sick with
You
stormtroopers.
sure you want to pretend to be an Imperial Tulpa? Just throwing it out there one last time.
That was information more for the firefight of this, we'll just go ahead and fight the planet.
Oh, I'm not
then.
worried about the firefight.
I
You can hide.
Okay.
It's fine.
Look, I think I could fight a planet. I think Lindy could fight a
I
planet.
know I could fight
My
a
money's
planet.
on all of you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so if that's the direction you want to go by at least trying the Imperial disguise route, Travis, I will ask you, how would you like to go about this? What role would you like to do to
Well, oh yeah, that's a good question. Well, we've all seen classic bit Return of the Jedi, where they fake them out over the comms and use a code and then kind of pray to the Force that it actually works. So I've
Wait.
got
So you're not sure if your code's gonna work?
persuasion. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I've got a handful of them. If one of them doesn't work, we'll try another one, and I'll
That's
riff
not
on it.
how that works. Yes.
I've done this at least a handful of times. Okay.
And how many codes do you have left?
A handful. Okay. There's
That you
several.
haven't tried previously.
Several codes. No, they're yeah. No, I paid.
Okay.
I came into possession of them, amicably and from a trustworthy, reputable, non-smoking vendor. Okay, so
Doesn't sound trustworthy or reputable, but okay.
So here we go. Is there a I can't find a persuasion as such here. Greg?
Yeah,
Negotiation?
Coercion?
Coercion?
Well,
That would be it.
Deception.
Yeah, coercion is what I would
Coercion.
suggest, and then we'll go from there if this fails. So I would like, this is a little bit difficult, my friend. So if you would roll me 3 purple dice as you. But
Have
here's
fun.
we're gonna get a little complicated, Travis. Roll me 3 purple dice, but add one of these light blue ones because
hell
of
is that?
That is a boost die for you because I like the idea that you've done this in the past.
The white D8.
No.
the white
The
D6.
white D6, like the light
white
blue
D6.
D6.
Do I get to try to talk to the guy?
Oh yeah, we're gonna argue the shit out
You
of this. I
gotta
just wanna
roll
know how
your
bad it goes.
coercion with 3 purple dice and a bonus die.
3 or 4 purple
Yeah, well-
dice
What could go wrong?
3 purple.
and 1 white D6.
Mhm,
Right.
Plus your
That's
coercion.
bad. Plus my coercion, which is 2 green.
Yes. That's
There we
it.
go.
Oh my gosh. I'm so much more coercive than you.
Oh, that's not that
Looks
bad.
like it came out.
Those are
How many
successes.
How many successes?
Yeah, those are
versus-
successes, and then the other ones are basically like negative flavors to the success. So
How many of
let's
each?
start-
We can't read. You gotta tell us.
How many of
1
each was there?
success and 1 TIE fighter wing.
Perfect. That's all we need then. What is your? Are you giving the ship a cover as well, or are you still flying the Aknuma?
Oh yeah, I'm like, well, the ship is registered. We got to like lie about the registration really quick before we get there. So I look at the Hades sisters. I'm like, quick, I need a ship name. What are we gonna? Give me a joke ship name. What is this thing called?
The rusty nut.
All right.
Yeah, that's a
How do you
good
spell
one.
that? Rusty. How do you spell
Well,
that?
it could be the
in common?
greasy nut
Rusty.
too. Dude. Like that one.
Is that one? Is that 2 T's or 3?
Yeah, and then there's the silent
2.
G and the K.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, because it's
All right. I'd like to buy a vowel. Can I have a? Okay. Here, I'll just
Yeah.
Call it the
do
first
this.
shot.
There's going to be an E in here somewhere. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So he
that's
like
it.
quickly changes the ship registration, and then enters like you're gonna. He just gets ready to send this totally legit Imperial code. At least one of the handful of them that he has, he's gonna keep trying them, like he's in a hotel running the thing in the, and so. He just gets ready, preps the lie. He's done this before, and gets within communication distance of Ord Mandel, and waits to hear from Imperial traffic.
Identified craft, busted nut. Please put your
yes.
captain on comms.
Yes, hello. This is Imperial Lieutenant Crix Killian. Yes, I'm here aboard the Rusty Nut. I have several bounty hunters with me.
Please hold for Commander Cock.
I like the ship, the busted nut. That's a
Keep
good
doing
one.
it. No, don't stop. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, busted nut. Don't say rusty nut again.
Yes. Freighter busted nut. This is Commander Cock. I am concerned that you are brazen enough to use a code that we have retired per communique last cycle.
Yes. Well, you see, I ran into some trouble at the last checkpoint. That's why I'm getting back limping home in this vessel with these bounty hunters, people of ill repute. They smell awful. Let me send another code. Just stand by for 1 moment, please.
I am waiting in breathless anticipation.
Here it goes. Hold on, I've got to wiggle the thing. It's stuck. Hold on just a moment. You've got to stand by. Thank you.
And then you hear, because the comm hasn't been turned off, can you believe this fool wants to bring in some stinky bounty hunter ship to land within... It's just all shit. And you hear him click it off.
See, they're buying it, guys. They're buying it. Everybody just hold on tight. Just don't hold your breath. It's going to be fine.
You just hear the Mandalorian's knuckles pop in the corner.
I mean, when was the last time
Yes!
you cleaned that armor?
Whoever you are, this is again Commander Koch. I see that you have a more recent code that you have sent us, but still, I am, are you even receiving the appropriate updates? These are all old, and you should be using something that is more recent, so we don't have to have these conversations about stinky craft and busted nuts.
Yes, well, I understand your confusion. As you know, I've explained, I've been off the grid for some time. I was waylaid, as I've explained herefore. So, I would appreciate it if you would do likewise and grant me permission to land the craft with the bounty hunters I have in tow. We have a bounty. We've got to hunt it. I've got another code. I've got 2 or 3 of them. How many would you like?
I don't need another goddamn code. How many codes do you think? This isn't some type of wishing well. You just don't keep throwing something until it comes true.
Listen, I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you. And like I said, I've been out here for some time. Not for these bounty hunters, I'd be long dead, and the Imperial would be the worse for it. Now, let me send you this code. It's a good one. I like it very much, and I think you'll enjoy it yourself.
I'm not going to look at it even when you do send it, because I am Commander Koch, the biggest thing in Imperial quality control.
Yes, well, that's just the kind of chin-up Imperial attitude I like to see out of a fellow soldier in the Imperial Navy. Yes, I respect your professionalism. Now, the bathroom is broken on the ship. We've got to get down planet side to avoid an incident. We've got to pursue the bounty that I have discussed with you.
Who is your bounty for?
For a smuggler, local smuggler, gangsters, button man of some type.
What do they call themselves?
It's someone named, he looks at all of you. Solo, it seems to be a hen Solo. I don't know how to pronounce it.
A hand Solo.
Hand.
Well,
it may be spelled incorrectly.
I tell you one thing. I might have to get in on this myself. Perhaps this hand needs to find a Koch. Hello?
Perhaps let's discuss it over a glass of cold blue milk. Have you had fresh blue milk? It's delicious. Let's get together and have some.
It's a titillating conversation. I think you've suffered enough for the one role that you've had. Proceed! Docking Bay 49, there is an old garbage scow that we'll kick out from there, but you may set down when you will. Good hunting. Cock out!
Aye. I see you.
Soul, lean over to Nox and go, "You said the bathroom is broken. Does this mean we need to go break the bathroom?"
What are we going? I mean, we've broken
It's
up
not bad, right?
bathrooms in our time.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I'm
right?
just
What
still
I tell you?
dealing with the fact that guy was called Cock. It's very fucking funny,
mean-
Soul.
It was very ironic that I said we should be called the Busted Nut, and his name was
I know,
Amanda
right?
Cook. It was. This is one of the best conversations I've heard in my life. I don't even care if we get shot at.
We're gonna. There's a joke in there somewhere about busting a nut and docking in cock, but it's eluding me right now because I can't fucking think.
All right, we get in, we do our thing, we get right out. Okay, it shouldn't take too long.
As long as
Land the plane.
Commander Cock doesn't want to have a hand in this. You know, his Imperials stick their fingers in where they don't belong.
They'll really give you the shaft if you don't look it.
I've heard those Imperials can really be hard, you know?
Yeah, it's so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And
Can
this is
you
why they
please move on from all these puns about penises, please?
Yeah. We need to stiffen up. We don't want to go soft.
Well, you should be more concerned with who they're hard on, so.
This is Cock here again. I just wanted to come back through the comm and let you all know that I didn't want to give you such a hard time, but it's been said before that I am a stickler for the rules, and that I bend to the left but do not break. Have a good one, Cock out.
Yes. Well, that's just the position we like you in. Hail to the Emperor.
Or else get ready to land. Get more stuff.
See, told you. Just starts.
You are able to set down in docking bay 49. You can see that the redirected garbage scow is leaving docking bay 69, or else you would have sat down there.
There we go.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
I'm trying to be professional. Yeah, so you sat down, you are on Ord Mandel, and you are inside the Imperial Halo, the Imperial section of the city. You can even see as you approach that it is incredibly dense with Imperial troops and officers. You can see the whites and the grays even from like your descent. So you have landed. What would you all like to do? I will let you know this. Ahsoka Tano and the battle droids, the super battle droids, you have several other people from Alderaan that you could use, but anybody that is... Ahsoka Tano is well known, and so she's going to remain on the craft and in comms should you need her. But you all are free to do whatever you'd like to disguise yourselves or not.
Alright. I'm gonna check in with the guild.
Real quick, just before we step off the ship, Master Tano, everybody here, we've lied about the registration and the actual command of this ship, and so if anybody should come around looking for a Killian, just tell them he's in the bar, or away at the moment, and we should be fine.
And the ship's name's the Busted Nut, if anyone asks.
Ahsoka looks at all of you. Yeah, Ahsoka looks at all of you, and in the gentle, almost meditative voice that she has, don't worry, no cock's getting in here.
And I hoist up my...
That was my last one.
1,000 voices on the internet cried out.
Happy Star Wars Day, everybody.
Happy Star Wars Day. Yeah.
Are we even
geared
gonna
up,
bother with
ready to go.
disguises? Or are we just going?
I think we're bounty hunters, so that's the thing. I'll
the
put
judge
I'll
is
put
halfway
like a
out the
hood
door.
in the back. Yeah. Put a hood in your like, left pocket. In case we need it later. But I think we'll just go
sounds
with
good.
just because bounty hunters, you know.
Yeah, so let me know how you're going, especially Travis. Are you going out like full-on Imperial? Are you continuing the subterfuge down here? But no, okay.
No, he's in his cheap flight suit. That if the camera's a certain distance away, it looks really good, but the closer you get to it, the more you can see that the foam is busted at the seams, and he's been in this thing a long time. Point is, we're gonna just pretend that Lieutenant Killian, he went that way. He's over there. All right. saw him walking off, not sure what's going on. So I'm Tulpa, bounty hunter Tulpa Yoakum, as we
Yeah.
step off the ramp.
Stayed on the ship. He's stuck in the bathroom. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Having a wart removed.
Bad bantha milk.
Yep. There you go. I like that
Right
one.
through you.
Which is a real
I like
thing,
it.
by the way.
What, wart removal or?
No, but having bad bantha milk, having bad blue milk. If it's not the right shade of blue, if it's starting to get like indigo,
Starts to turn
don't drink
purple.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bantos intolerant. That's great. Um,
Can we make
Okay,
that
so,
canon? That's got to be canon.
but Bantos intolerance? Sure,
No,
I'll
the
make it.
blue milk goes when blue milk goes bad,
Well,
it turns
obviously that
purple. Let's
too.
get back to the game.
Okay.
Wait,
Now we get back to the game, huh?
All right, so you all are able to descend into Ornamandel proper. As you are going through here, you see what you saw on your descent. This is marching troops. It's not a city that's in dispute. You don't see prisoners being marched about or anything. This is a city that's lost. This city and planet are under the occupation, and this particular section of the city is more imperial than local resident. So anybody that had been living in this is an old structure that predates the Empire. It's former end of the Old Republic, but this section has been kind of culled, and inside now is strictly Imperials. You do notice that several of the officers are walking around without their sidearms on, though. So it's safe to the point of feeling at least a little bit like they don't have to walk around armed. But as soon as you walk down, you draw a few eyes because you're one of a larger group that isn't solely Imperial or, painted Imperial as you walk through. Somebody give me I'm going to take I'll take either a streetwise from somebody, or I will take just a straight perception check as you look to find the Bounty Hunter Guild, like the actual office of it.
I got 3 successes on Streetwise.
I
did a
2
perception.
advantages and 1 success.
On a perception, I got 3 successes and 3 failures.
Okay.
2 rebellion, 3 units.
Okay. So putting those all together
I got
as
6 successes. Never mind. I don't know how to read this.
okay. Okay. Yeah, it should take out anything that crosses up. It'll just give you the end
Yeah,
result
it'll give you
of
the
everything.
total because it cancels itself out. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it takes you a relatively quick period of time to realize, and it's a combination of the Mandalorian and Soul. Soul, as you're looking around, you're the first to identify non-Imperials and kind of triangulate where they're walking from. And it's the judge who figures out that you don't see troops seem to be keeping clear of a particular area, and it's not that area is dangerous or non-imperial. It's that it seems to be more of like a retail or a business sector that seems to have held tight after the occupation of the Empire. And so within a relatively short period of time, you all are in front of the Bounty Hunters Guild, which, much like any VFW in the United States, is half bar, half guild. And so it's got a grand hall where presumably there are meetings, but it's also more of a watering hole than anything else. A place to go, get work, talk about work, drink, and then go do work. And so, much like a cantina that you left, a cantina stands before you, but this one has something you need. What do you do, my friends, as you stare at the relatively nice structure in front of you?
Let's go to the bar.
Yeah. Let's go see if we can get a fob. Unless somebody has an elaborate plan that they would like to get us into this bar.
I don't have an elaborate plan. Just get me out of what they've done to this planet. I think
All right,
I'm
we'll head into the bar. And then maybe just a couple of us split off to get the fob. That way, if shit goes down, some of us have a head start.
Yeah, that's good. I'll cover you.
Yeah.
I'll cover you. I'll hang back and I'll keep an eye on you.
We could keep, like, exits covered, and then if we need to make we can just, out of the door.
Same wavelength. Just
Twins.
You all
Who
ascend
wants to go get the pop? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just put you all in the bar. As soon as you ascend to the cantina level, you can see that there are several long tables of negotiations. You can see there is no hiding of business here. You can almost it's very much like Wall Street, like a stock exchange. I've got a fob here for outer rim, and then a bunch of y'all take it, and they go over and you see them kind of gesturing for that. But there seem to be 3 distinct vendors, 2 humanoids. One of them is smaller. It's that I never can remember the name of the bat species, the little bat people that you see walking around that was grabbing for the milk at one point. One of those is seems to be handing out fobs as well. There's the bartender, and then the rest of the population in this place appears to be local bounty hunters. In total, there's around 30 people in here.
We're used to this.
all right. Well, so I'll get a drink, and I'm pretty good at talking. So if you want me to try to get the fob, I can have a go at it.
Yeah, you're little and wily as well. You can get through them.
Yeah, the judge is going to go up to the bar and kind of slap down some credits and be like, I need 5 milks right here.
As soon as you slap it down, the humanoid behind you is, you can see that there probably at one point were 2 horns that came off the top of his head. They've been filed down to kind of flat plates. And as soon as you come up, Judge, you can, without the need for a roll, you can see a bit of concern on his face. And he leans down and quickly gets the milks for you. And when his bulk moves, he whispers to you, leaning forward, I had nothing to do with it. And you can see a Mandalorian helmet on the top shelf of the liquor behind the bar.
So the judge slides the credits over as he gets the milks ready. And he's going to be kind of like thumbing through a credit in between his fingers and be like, perhaps you could tell me who was part of it and who did have to do with it.
It was brought in by a bionic enhanced score, and keep your credit. I don't like him anyway, but SKORR.
Is he here?
He's out. He's taking a bounty off planet. He's still here, though.
Are there any more?
I don't think so. I think this was the last Mandalorian.
Not the last.
No, I mean
for certain.
here.
But I am here.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'm not gonna do a routine name, sorry.
This guy's like urinating beneath the bar. Listen, I don't fight.
Well, thanks for the info.
And he again, whether it's for your benefit or just to make sure that tempers don't flare, he kind of stands to his full 8.5 foot height and blocks the helmet, just kind of keeping it from view.
Is there any signet on the helmet? I know normally they don't put that. Just wondering.
Yeah, there is. You were able to, again, not without need, this is something that you would be drawn to no matter what. You can tell that right around, this is a helmet that has a bit of a lip to it, a point to the front of it. And right at the tip of the point, you know that sometimes markers can be put there denoting rank. This one seems to have an impression, a very simple impression of what looks to be a sunrise or a sunset. It's like a half circle with a mountain kind of emblazoned along that point.
Gotcha. And I will dispense the milks out to my compatriots. Get to PX-15 and not give them theirs, and now the Mandalorian has 2 milks. She drinks.
I do not drink.
PX-15, as you've been following around everybody and the plans that have been hatched, and when you get up into this area, into the Bounty Hunters Guild, you realize that there is an entire section off to the far back that seems to be occupied by non-organic life. You see, of the 30 figures that were walking around in here, a good 8 to 10 of them are droids, and they're back in the corner, and you see that they have their own person that is handing out fobs, but there isn't the same type of like cackle and crying. And you see an IG unit, you see a couple other units that seem to be walking around. They are dressed with bands around them, whether they be housed with guns and slings, but you see fobs that are hanging from several of their belts. It's odd to see droids with, full clothing on and rigs, but you can see why they're doing it. They appear to be business bots. But that is, a couple of them look over, noticing an old battle droid, old in make and time, not old in soul, but
Yes. I am not gonna drink any milk because I'm a droid, so I'm gonna go over and see if I can listen in on what's going on with these business droids.
Sure, absolutely. When you get over there, roll me a perception, or in this case, I will take computers as well, because there is also the binary language of not just moisture evaporators, but this flying back and forth between them that is way more computer than it is just straight perception.
Do you want me to put in any purples?
Just one. Because there's a lot of chatter. It's kind of a little bit of cross chatter going on here.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. You're sitting there and you hear, and again, I believe that we had a retweet come in here. You hear, but you're not sure who it came from, as the binaries, it translates into, as you kind of spell it out inside your mind, Han Solo, Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca, and you hear this, and you know that these are all elements of the person that you're looking for. And as you are beginning to kind of take those successes and pinpoint them to the person or the droid that is mentioning them, let's go over to Soul. Soul, you're taking the more organic route as you go in here.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
All right, Nox, you wanna come with me? Be the strong arm crossing.
Yeah, I can be the muscle in the background, so nobody fucks with you, on the...
Yeah, it's always a good precaution. All right, so...
or I can put you on my shoulders.
said-
You need to get some height going on.
I don't think the ceiling's good enough for that in here.
Good point.
Yeah. You said there was 3 people handing out fobs for the most part. Who? She's guessing if this Solo guy's rebellion contact, and she's probably heard the name around Jabba's a couple times. And she would assume he's a little bit of a bigger target. So who looks like they're passing out some of the higher fobs, not just the street? Who are the more competent-looking people going to for fobs?
I tell you what, if you would like to spend a destiny point right here, I can let you cut through all this and figure out exactly who it is. You have 5 of them, and only 2 dark side points for me.
Sure. Let's cut to the chase here. Who's got the Solo fob?
As you look around, you see that a lot of people are kind of calling out, as we said before, it's not necessarily an auction, but there's auction elements to it, as people are giving out, hey, this is Outer Rim, hey, this is, Inner Core,
Local.
And you see that there's a large, local, there's a large collection of people around a large kind of heavy set man with a fringe of white gold-tipped hair that kind of goes around, much like a Caesar, like a laurel that would set upon his bald head. And as he's sitting there, the high collar of his black shirt kind of touching his chin, he is giving out, and just from observation and your past knowledge, these are the expensive ones. These are the Glengarry, Glen Ross bounties. These are the ones that you want to go to if you want to get, you want to do one bounty every 6 months instead of,
Right, yeah.
And then beside him is a set of steak knives.
All right, I think we found the person who's got the fob. Time to enter charm mode. I just like looking like the reflection of the coaster. Fix my hair a little. All right, let's go.
I give it a mum thumb on a cheek. There.
All right, fine. Let's go. I'll swagger on over.
Are you going to, or is your sister, are you going to aggressively maneuver your way to the front of the line, or are you going to kind of charm your way from the back?
I'm gonna charm my way. I'm gonna charm my way. We've got some
charm.
Force of personality. Yeah, pretty charming. And Han Solo is fairly clever from what I hear, so maybe brute force isn't what they're looking for. Rolling. Ooh, I got 2 successes and a advantage.
Okay. So you're able to go forward, and it's perhaps the unique look of the two of you and the fact that you're new faces. right. The DeVito Schwarzenegger aspect of everything.
Yes.
As you get a little closer, you see the man point back and just motion you forward.
Yeah,
and people kind of realize that everything's done with the fobs for a minute, and they grumble a bit as they move away, but quickly that kind of corner table that he has is vacated. Have a seat.
She'll slide on into the seat.
He puts a meaty hand across. Paklon.
So ladies, Sister Knox.
He doesn't say anything, and he slides a fob across the table.
Check it out.
Go ahead and turn it on.
Okay. Just turn it on.
It doesn't emit the boop, boop. It goes beep, and he reaches across and turns it off. I just got that in today.
Oh, really?
And he pulls out a disc and turns it on, and you see both you and your sister moving in holographic res. And he turns it off quickly. Isn't that a thing?
Quite an interesting thing indeed.
No, I haven't given that one out yet. Still have it. Only one on Odd Man Down.
Wow. Let's make you real special then.
A bit. And here you are.
Quite the coincidence. Interesting. Isn't it, sis? I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah. Fortuitous timing, some would say.
Guess you make a lot of enemies as a bounty hunter, though.
Well, I suppose, yeah. When you're as good as it as we are.
Well, I tell you what. Perhaps we can negotiate, and I know that you are guild members, or were. I could give you your own bounty. And 24 hours.
What do you want in return?
There is a bounty hunter who is no longer listening to guild requests. He killed one of our own.
Well, that's rude.
Take care of him for me, and you may have your own bounty. Odd negotiation, but...
What's the name?
Score. S-K-O-R-R. But it is not a bounty, it is a favor.
Understandable. Makes a pretty good one we have business here. Hoping to get a fob for a bounty. We were in town.
You're not a member of the guild, though.
Apparently not. It's news to us.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised, honestly. I thought we renewed that. But...
Yeah, I definitely filled out the paperwork. It's no problem, right?
Damn good.
But yeah, score fella. You can take care of it.
You dangerous?
She heard the conversation at the bar. She knows that the judge is going to be interested in this. You got a fob for him too, or
He's not
just go and-
wanted. He's wanted
Personal
by
grudge.
me.
understandable? Take care of it.
But he slides over one of those hollow discs, and you see a blue light erupt, and it's not a traditional bounty where it's usually somebody's almost like their mug shot that's done in 3D rendering of them kind of standing still. This is a motion of somebody walking and frozen in like an act of moving, and you can see a humanoid that has one pointed left ear. If you can read the blue light rendition correctly, probably a yellow cast to the skin, but the dominant feature is half of the head is robotic. It's very kind of flat Iron Man original Mark 0 with like one eye across like that.
All right, pretty easy to spot then. Not a whole lot of people look like that.
Very few. I want something else, if you would.
Well, we're negotiating. Molly is.
I want that part. And he points to the half side of the head that is metal.
Trophy.
I wanted to put it on the shelf below my friend's helmet. And he points over to the bar.
Understandable. We got a friend ourselves who would be more than happy to assist in that.
If your friend
Because
is the
appreciate
Mandalorian
family
over
being
by the
killed.
bar. Yes.
Yeah.
With your advantage, he will say, so what brought you to me? It wasn't an understanding of your own bounty. Who are you looking for?
What about that solo fella?
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm kidding?
He looks around as if he's being not punked, but pranked. This can't be. Score is taking him off-world to collect the bounty. Taking him
Really?
to Tatooine. Yes.
Tatooine? She kind of looks over at Nox like, really? So that's where Score's headed. Sounds like it's quite the convenient matchup then. What
Yeah.
coincidence.
Yeah, he's got him. He's just waiting to leave.
You know where he's docked?
Yeah. Docking Bay 101.
Alright then, this should be a pretty fast in and out then. Would
I
appreciate
mean, it's
24
all
hours.
there, isn't it, really?
Seems like destiny just brought us together.
Jeez, it's crazy. I'll have to talk about this over drinks with Commander Cock tonight.
I heard him over the intercom when we were landing. Sounds like a real fun guy to talk to.
Yeah,
Yes.
careful about him. I've heard he likes a stiff drink.
Does. Many of them.
Yeah.
And as Greg pivots away from this because he had 8 or 9 things just flash into his head, he will.
All right, take our bounty, and I will do you a favor.
Can I see that
slides
little
over-
hollow disc?
He gives you both the one for Sword that he made himself, and then the hollow disc and the fob that are keyed to the two of you.
Cool. All right, then. We should probably best get a move on. Hate for him to leave.
Let's go. And then as she kind of walks away, Nox kind of elbows Soul, goes, "Hey, we're famous. What did you?"
I know. We're gonna have so many people trying to hunt us.
Oh no, I'm so excited.
I mean, it kind of sucks that we didn't have quite enough to I was hoping we'd get some, be able to keep the guild cover, but apparently that's blown. Heck, we're gonna have to ask Tulpa for like identities, aren't we?
Ugh.
Like,
Oh god, he's gonna come up with some.
Yeah, let's not think about that for now. We have 24 hours until we have to ask him.
Yeah, right. Sad faces. There's a dead Mandalorian. Sad face.
Sad face, dead Mandalorian. Sorry for your loss. Noah's murderer. Let's get him.
Let's get him.
As the sisters pull toward, as the sisters pull towards the judge, we're gonna cut back to the corner with PX-15. I can't tell you how many times I've almost said P90X. It's been a lot, but
I'm not that strong.
It's the Matthew McConaughey thing too. I think it's keeping me like, yeah. Just a time out real quick. Anybody see the video of him being like Billy Buckaroo or whatever he's calling himself, and he's making the masks? Did anybody see that video?
Yes.
Where it's like a PSA with Matthew McConaughey who's making the masks? Man, that guy is insane, and he is a national treasure.
I want to play bongos with him.
Doesn't everybody? Bring nothing and play the bongos. What's the attire for the bongo? Nothing. Absolutely.
Need your hands, brother. Just need your hands, brother.
All you gotta do is play, man. Okay, so let's cut to the corner of PX-15 as the binary to bebop comes back through, and you identify that there's one strange SR droid in the corner that is resembling a little bit like an Imperial probe droid without all the dangly legs. It looks more like a floating, almost like a floating muffin. It's got the top on it in a small area, and it's got all the eyes on the outside of it, like a Smurf hat or a muffin or a Smurf house, a mushroom. And it's kind of floating right there, and you hear the it's solo coming through, and it doesn't have anybody around it though.
I would go up to that droid and say, "How's the weather?"
It's in a lazy spin, and as it spins, it stops and it swivels around until there are like three eyes, two normal set and one like a third eye in this top of this muffin area. I heard it's pretty warm out there. How may I help you?
I heard the same. I also think in your language I made out a word that I'm familiar with and looking for. Solo?
How may I help you?
I was just wondering where you got that name. Were you assigned to it?
It is a canceled bounty. The bounty is being fulfilled.
By whom?
Guild member designation SKORR.
I don't know what that means, do I?
You haven't heard the name Score yet, but it seems that his name is prevalent, at least right now, in the guild hall.
I see.
The droid kind of floats a bit and kind of takes in the faces in the area that don't match up to existing clientele or familiar faces. And it asks point blank, "Are you with the Rebel Alliance?"
I'm not assigned to anyone. I'm a free droid.
Would you consider working for the Rebel Alliance. And this is almost a whisper for a droid. You don't have to roll PX-15. You can tell that only your ocular receptors could pick this up.
I don't think that's a negotiation I can make right now.
I do not have a bounty from the guild, but I do have one from the Alliance.
For Solo?
For the safe return of Han Solo.
I see. And who gave that to you?
It stops for a second. Again, you feel a pulse come out of it as you realize it's checking to see if it's being listened to or if somebody else can hear it. It's almost like a sonar blip that comes out, and it fogs the area with just white noise and binary chatter. And you realize what it was doing before. It was reaching out, trying to find somebody with just this pulse with Solo, Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca in the name, and you were the fish that hooked and came to it. I received this bounty from Leia Organa.
You said a safe return for Solo. I am a caretaker droid. I am a nurse droid. This seems like something I could do.
Your designation is fitting. Can you do this?
All right, all right.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, Lydia! That's the way. I'd even forgotten that was coming. And that is the perfect moment for it. Oh, that's I love it. Everybody, okay, let's take a break here for a second, everybody. Time out. Everybody, chat and everybody watching on YouTube, that is called perfection in role playing. When everybody knows that you're going to do something at some point, but you wait. You wait until almost 2/3 of the way through it and then drop it at the perfect moment. Love it. Couldn't love it anymore. Back to very well. And you begin to receive a download of information that says a rendezvous point. It's somewhere in deep space, and you're not even sure what interplanetary sections, but it gives you a sequence of 7 hyperspace jumps to make to get to this at a certain time. Each hyperspace jump must be made at a particular galactic standard time. Boom, 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 boom. And it's kind of setting up how you were to get, if you could get Han Solo, how you would deliver it back to presumably the Rebel Alliance. But as all of this is flooding through, you begin to realize that you're getting schematics and codes to a YT light freighter, and its designation is Millennium Falcon, as it begins to like pour into all of these modifications that have been made, things that if you didn't know about would blow the ship up if you tried to use it in a normal fashion. It's as if you were given the keys to something that to anybody else would be a bomb. But to you, it's a ship. May the Force be with you.
I just like nod my battle droid head at it and then turn and politely walk away.
And then at this point, you can all gather again at the bar or wherever you happen to be here in the guild
we
hall.
sidle to the bar, down the bantha milk, and go when we need. We should move out. Like with a look that says, we should go.
Mm-hmm.
Topa
We should
was
drink.
lip
Meet you
reading.
outside.
Topa was lip reading all of that, and I'd like to think he was watching the droid conversation out of the corner of one eye, but he can't lip read a couple of droids talking. So while he knew that was happening, he was watching the twins and some person, and he's not very good at it, I don't think. Like, you guys talking about speeder racing or something? So there's something about a score, something about a...
Yeah, we gotta settle a score with some speeder racing, and I shift a look to the Mandalorian. Well, we should move.
Just don't think it's the right time for that right now. We've got a... hold on, where are you guys going? Hang on.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
Outside.
right now we're down
Let's
1
go.
to nothing.
You've had enough, Bantha Milk. Come on. You ready to go, PX?
Patience. I have some information about Han Solo.
We should talk about that outside.
Yeah, because you remember PX how I'm Banto's intolerant and I drank a whole lot of it, so we gotta go.
Yeah,
like,
she forgets
now.
every time that she's Bantos intolerant, but...
Do you need an examination?
Yeah,
I will
we should
on
probably
the
go
ship.
first. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it's embarrassing, right? I don't want to make a mess.
All
Because it's gonna be a
right.
mess. It's gonna be explosive. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Oh, I
You already
get it.
broke the bathroom once.
Is it all of us or just you two?
And it's almost like
Everybody.
just already taken Tulpa's arm and is just
Uh-huh.
dragging him outside.
I think Nox throws an arm around the judge's shoulders if she needs a bit of support. As she holds her stomach, she's pantomiming that she's about to have a very bad time, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Come on."
Well, I got a lead on what's going on here, so
Oh, we do too.
Oh, yeah, we got some news for you. Let's go.
So we get out.
then shall we?
Is there like a nice, like a couple streets over, like a place that's not as populated walking by? Is there like a quiet street or an alley?
You're already in what would be considered the business district, and very few Imperials are walking down this area anyway. It's
Okay.
almost not a dead zone, but they have no reason to be here. It's more, it has to be set up so commerce and trade can continue, and the delivery of goods and stuff like that. So you have very light traffic here. You could find like an alley or something if you want to kind of reduce that further. Yep. You quickly find one. No roll needed.
Right. So, bad news. We're out of the guild. And there's probably bounties on all of our heads. Verified on us too.
Thank
Yes.
Wait, what? Wait. On all of us? Like...
Most likely. Yeah.
Good news. We're famous.
Good news, we're famous. Yeah, we negotiated a bit. Well, at least, I mean.
I
Nox,
pull out a little hollow disc with us in there.
and I'll pull out the fob and it goes beep, and I'll just click it off real fast.
Yeah.
Right. Secondly, we were able to get our fob for ourselves because that punk in there hates this dude named Score. Kills other bounty hunters. Also killed your friend on top of the bar shelf there.
Good. I was about to set out on a side quest, but luckily our
And
goals
even better,
aligned.
he's already captured Han Solo and is waiting to take him off planet. His ship's in docking bay 101.
Well, that's 2 birds with 1 stone, isn't it?
Right? That's what I'm saying. What'd you learn at PX?
I was downloaded all of the information of the ship, the Millennium Falcon.
Okay, yeah, rings a bell.
You see the Mandalorian's helmet rise up as if it was his eyebrows?
So, we were sent by you know who to get this guy, and you got additional things. Is it like a bounty for the Millennium Falcon?
It's a request for a safe return. And I am a caretaker droid. I can
Right.
do a safe return.
Who
For
issued
Han Solo.
this request?
Safe return for who?
Yeah.
Han Solo.
To whom?
Can I give them the information that I was downloaded?
You could be able to easily show it to them to a handheld, as it would begin to relay, and it would have rebellion markings on it. Alliance.
Is there some credit signs on there, or how much this is worth? Because if we can do our duty
It doesn't-
and make some credits,
It doesn't end with like a subtotal and a total or anything, but it
Okay.
seems like
hoping.
you do.
know.
Yeah, you're able to catch that it is from Leia Organa, which Tulpa would definitely know as the Princess of Alderaan.
Right. Well, we'll verify
So,
this with
think
what
about
we
it.
know. Make
We do
sure it's not a
this,
trap.
We get it. Yeah, we get it back to that broad. She's a princess.
Yeah, the Princess
We're in with
Broad.
royalty.
Gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Docking Gate 101. That's only like 52 away from ours. Can't be that bad.
Just down the road.
We
Okay.
can take the terminal train.
And we have 24
Alright.
hours before our faces are known, so should be enough time to get this
Yeah.
done.
How much is
Are
y'all's
we all
bounty
geared
worth?
up and ready? I don't
How
know.
much
we
is
didn't
our
ask.
bounty worth?
Just
It should say on the
academically wondering.
thing.
That you didn't negotiate though. You don't know how much it was.
Oh, okay. I thought it was listed on the thing.
No,
Oh,
it just
how-
pulls up the yeah.
The Mandalorian looks
Oh,
over
he's
at Tulpa and just gives him a long look.
A lot. Worth so much.
I choose to think it's so much that it's actually that dangerous to have it as part of the hologram.
Yeah, you can't
because if
list
somebody
it
saw
like you
that,
normally
saw
have
the
it
credit number,
listed.
they would just lose their
Mhm.
fucking minds.
Can I
Yeah,
see?
I mean,
the,
it was the high dollar guy who had it. So.
Yeah, it was that guy. So we're not like a scrub tier bounty. This is just a good, yeah.
It's always good to have a backup plan.
Can I see the data pad, please? It's gonna just
You have a data pad too.
send it over to me. And he's like frowning at all of you, but before he like unloads and starts yelling, he heard. So Leia of Alderaan has the bounty out on Han Solo, or what? In what context?
Like a
was she
request
mentioned?
for safe return. Yeah.
As a secret
she's
bounty.
Yeah.
Tulpa
Right,
was
so
We
let's
can,
get
we can
him.
take out 3 birds with 1 stone.
I love it. It's
Most people can only get
beautiful.
2. Just saying.
You know, we're like ricocheting birds here with stones. It's great. All right. Move out. Oh, and that guy wants the mechanical half of this dude's face. Put it
Good,
underneath the
because I'm gonna
helmet.
blow the other half of his face off. So
Cool, just so you
probably all
know,
that'll be
like
left.
hit the fleshy side. Nox.
We're taking him alive. That's understood, right? I know
Oh
you
no,
were gonna
we gotta
No.
kill
some
him. We have to
spoilers
kill
here,
him. No, we
Kill
gotta
that
kill him.
score guy. There's no way we can keep his robot.
Han
muscle
Solo
without
we're
killing
taking
him.
alive. We're
Solo.
killing Score.
Solo's
Yeah.
alive. The
Okay.
score is there to settle.
Yes.
I can be responsible for the safe return of a Han Solo. That is my programming.
That sounds great, PX.
Yeah, so what if, right? What if we're
Uh-huh.
fighting score, right? And it's like really tense, there's pew everywhere, it's like dramatic, and then
Guys.
PX just gets in there and sneaks out solo.
Solo.
Yeah,
But also, Score has a ship.
Score does have a ship. So we've always wanted a ship.
We've always wanted a ship. We could have a ship. If
could have a
Score
ship, it's
doesn't have a
for that.
ship.
He's not gonna need it when he's dead.
He's not gonna need it when he's dead, exactly. And I bet he's got some fresh codes on there too.
Oh. This is why you're the brains of the operation.
All right. Well, you
Let's go.
you all seem pretty passionate about that element of the mission, so PX-15 and I will make absolutely sure that Solo is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna get him
Contained.
too.
Yeah, yeah. Are you alright,
Yeah,
Topper? You're
but-
looking a little green.
A little pale.
It's
Yeah.
just
Like
very.
he's always green.
You're more blue, but
Well-
you're a little greenish
Yeah.
also.
I get
let
flushed.
me hand it
I
to
get
you.
flushed when I see something important. Okay, and this is a big
Weird.
deal. I was dismayed to be kicked out of the Bounty Hunters Guild, but this is a massive opportunity. She's a.
Who said you were kicked out?
I thought she said
I would
all of us.
assume. I'd safely assume that if we were kicked out,
If we can
I only
succeed in this
see-
mission-
I only see y'all two on this bounty. So
yeah,
till
yeah,
I'm
because they're
told
gonna
otherwise.
issue separate bounties for us.
I'm not gonna do it
You know,
in
when they
one.
go public, we can see who's most important. But that's not
Yeah.
public information yet. So
all I want to impress upon all of you, you were all there. It's extremely important that we recover
it's
this
important,
individual
you know.
alive and get
That's
it back
why
to
we
Miss
should get moving.
Princess Organa, because
He's waiting to get off planet. I really don't want to have to fight him in space when we can fight him out of spaceport. It's a lot harder to take people alive if we blow up the ship.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to hit the ship.
all right.
There's also
All
a
right.
lot more Imperials here on the ground than there would be out in the middle of space. I would just like to point that out.
You can stow away on his ship. He's not there, and they get him when he's en route.
There you go.
Yes, I do. We'll see if he's home.
Might even be able to reason with him. Let him know that Princess Organa is looking for him.
Yeah, but he's
She's-
taking him to Tatooine.
Tulpa's like looking over his shoulders every time he says her name, you know.
Just stop saying a name, then let's go. And I'm just like,
Just like pushing him down the corridor.
Like finally
Yeah.
starts double timing it. It's great.
Docking Bay 101.
Okay.
Oh, and I'll
So
I'll update Ahsoka on the comms. Like, hey, we're going to Docking Bay 101. Here, he's there. Have a score to settle. Gonna be wanted by the Bounty Hunters Guild in 24 hours. Just heads up. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
I will spend one of my destiny points. You don't get a response from Ahsoka, and I will spend another one of my destiny points because you don't know that inside the guild hall, roughly 15 to 20 minutes after you leave, Paklon stands up and says, "I've got a local bounty here, sisters on planet.
Jerk.
They're working with Score, dead or alive."
Jerk.
And all of the fobs
Jerk.
begin to beep, 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 as they are coded in. But that's neither here nor there. That's just destiny points. And you all get outside of Docking Bay 101. You know immediately, in an almost eerie kind of flashback to an earlier scene outside the Valley of the Molten Meteor, you see two stormtrooper troop transports that are empty, that are also outside of Docking Bay 101. What would you like to do, my friends?
Think we should take a peek before heading in?
The judge is going to place a grenade on the energy exchange of each of the transports as we walk by.
Sure. Do you want a grenade or like one of those discs that kind of can be triggered?
Little disc that he can trigger later.
Sure. I'll take a destiny point for one of those, and you can have that. You
Sure.
all have 6 of them. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, destiny point to throw one on each of those transports.
They are booby trapped. Are you all just
Okay.
walking in, or are you sneaking in,
Is
or
there?
you...
How is the situation? Is there like a corridor? Is it just a door and like the ship's on the other side and like an open area? Is it? How is this?
Right.
set up?
These are standard. Yeah, these are standard star docks, which basically, depending upon the size of the craft, they look like
Mhm.
coliseums. They're open to the air.
Yeah.
They are kind of ringed and surrounded with mechanical and fuel depots, but they're almost honeycombs. As the ships fly in, depending upon
Okay.
size, they're directed to the
So
honeycomb that would fit
A
them.
whole lot of difference between the wall and there's not it's not a huge thick wall or corridor in between. It's just doors leading into garages.
Well, yeah,
Kinda
there's
like a
definitely
series
there.
of garages rather than like long hallways and
Right,
things
right.
at the
But
end.
each one of the docks or garages has like a ring of rooms around it. So
Okay.
it's got its own maintenance shack and everything. So there's a thickness to the exterior wall and what would then kind of be the interior. It's like a donut and not a circle, if that makes sense. There's a
Okay,
thickness
yeah,
to the
yeah.
ring. Yeah.
That's fine. In that case, maybe we should just play it cool, act lost. Like, oh, I thought this was where our ship was docked.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Yeah, and then evaluate the situation once we get a
Just
read on it.
just have your weapons
Just like
ready.
usual.
Just
Yeah.
when it goes
Maybe
tits
act
up, because
a
it
little
will.
drunk. I'll be coming home from the bar.
Do you want me to carry you like last time?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do it.
Alright. Carrying Soul.
Oh, are y'all doing get help?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're walking into the main entrance of Docking Bay 101.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
and just the
to get a
twin.
read on the situation.
The judge is gonna kind of hang back at the doorway and cover them, blaster at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Tulpa, where would you like to be? And PX15, where would the two of you like to be?
So the plan is they're gonna sneak into the
No.
ship.
We're
Well, there's no
Everybody,
sneaking in
I'll
all.
be right back. You all talk and bring Travis up to speed. I'll be right back.
well
I
he
had to
walked
be.
away. That's his problem. So no, we're pretending we're lost and that we think I could have sworn we were docked at 101. I lost the paper though. This isn't the whatever. Make up another ship name. And then we're pretending to be drunk, so it's even more believable that we got lost. And I'm slung over Nox's shoulder because I'm super drunk.
At some point in there is when I should probably blow the transports, or at least the first transport.
Yeah.
There's
maybe,
probably
depending
two
on-
full transports full of stormtroopers.
Depends on if they're
in them.
shaken down score or if they're accompanying him. If they're accompanying him, then yeah, that could be good.
Well, either
I
way.
mean, either way, we should probably blow them, right? Because
yeah.
the little
blow
stormtroopers is
one,
bad.
Yeah.
lure
it's
them
just more of
out,
a
and when the others
timing
get out there, you
of
blow
when-
the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a good idea.
Yeah. I like it. Let's go.
You blow up
I'm
one
just-
transport to lure them close to the other, then you blow up the second to get rid of them.
To get
Yeah.
rid of them.
Okay.
I like it. Let's go.
Then if it's a,
We're
if
real
it's
good at playing dumb.
You guys are going around
Can-
blowing a lot of things here, so just make sure you
I
put
noticed
everything in
that.
order.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Where's Commander Cock?
So
Something, Commander Crack, something.
Something.
This is
transport,
my purview.
Something blow their load. Something.
it's a PG.
No one blows anything on this planet without my say-so.
Just trying to sell action figures here, guys. You can't tell the dirty. Can't work blue, and sell Pez dispensers.
Certainly
Okay.
hope the cock isn't working blue.
So, can I get up on the? Don't say, damn it! I can't say get up.
You want to get up on the
can
cock
I-
trap?
Can I'm gonna try, but I don't know if I can make it happen or not. I have to ask Greg if it's okay for me to get up. Otherwise I can't do it. Okay, I have to ask Greg's permission.
Okay.
Greg, hi, how's it
Consent is
going?
important.
It is. It is, and it's the only way that I can. So there's. Can I get up to an elevated position? Can I? They're gonna take the. They're gonna go in pretending they're drunk and whatnot. If it's like the Mos Eisley spaceport, what have you? You got the rim.
Exactly.
You know. Can I quietly get up there with my rifle? And
It'll be a
cover
job,
them?
but you can get up to that rim.
I'm getting.
Oh no.
Well, as long as everyone's okay with it, I'm going to scale up to the rim and
Didn't know you're
and
that kind of guy, but
take
you
a
go.
position. I'm going to take a
take position on the
a
rim.
long
Can I assume
range
position at the rim?
Gotcha. As long as everybody's
I'm
comfortable with
uncomfortable.
that, I'm fine with it.
No,
Yes, I
no.
agree.
I've got a funny feeling. I don't know. Anyway,
Most people have a
Tulpa,
bad feeling about this.
Tulpa Yoko, they want to watch the show. They came to play Star Wars. Guys, come on. Let's be professionals here. I ascend the rim and take a position and unsheath my rifle and cover these two women as they engage the target. Both of them at the same time. With Greg's permission, of course.
Greg is absolutely, but Greg's got a million different things that he should say.
Okay,
right
I
now
can't
that are
do it.
gonna-
Unless
terms
you
of
say I
service
can.
is going to blow me up.
So you're going to cover these two women with your long rifle. Is what you're saying?
Well, you assume position at the rim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think we're very clear
Yes.
on what exactly
Good.
is happening here.
All right, we're all in the pocket.
Potentially
5 by
unleash
5.
quite
Oh, wait,
a
wrong
large
movie.
load.
Jesus. Jesus. I almost feel like, do I have a cup here? Guard, let me out. Let me out, guard.
Water, sick man.
How do I look? Okay, so Jesus. Okay, so let's work. Everybody, let's work from top to bottom. So at the height of the
Has
rim
to be top and bottom.
is right, at the just let me work, Lindy. At the top of the rim, there's Travis, who is looking down from an elevated rim position into the opening just inside the rim. And as you are looking down into that area with your rifle, we have get help happening with the twins as they are walking in. We have a Mandalorian that is ready to blow a couple things and cover everybody with the rifle. And then PX-15, you're the last piece in this this orgy of a scene where we put PX-15.
I
They have the
mean,
towel.
I really like this plan that was erected. PX-15, I think, is...
Ba-dum-tsh.
I'm not sorry for that.
Don't you dare.
PX-15 is just going to be with Nox and Soul doing some, like, checkups on the drunk girls. Trying to...
Okay.
I don't know, assist.
Okay, so you're kind of like in the tunnel heading into Docking Bay 101. So here's what we'll do. We'll take this both. Tulpa would see this. Everybody would see it in one fashion or another, but Tulpa and the twins would have the best view of it as the twins go in through the ground level, and Tulpa is from his elevated position. You would see inside a YT-13 light Corellian craft as it is sitting there with a couple like pre-launch atmospheric pressurization kind of jets coming out of the sides of it. Its landing platform is down. Its ramp is down. You would see that there are no fewer than 10 visible stormtroopers in this area, one of which has a large shoulder pad that is sticking off to the side, talking to a humanoid with half a face of yellow flesh and a pointed ear, and the other half is metal. And as soon as the twins were to walk in, just on either side of this door are two stormtroopers that are flanking, looking inside the area. And as soon as you kind of pass the threshold, you would hear,
Hey, what are you doing here?
And I definitely pretend I have the hiccups. Just go on our ship. We had a lot to drink at the bar. And I'm like hanging off of Nox's shoulder too. So I'm like looking at him like sideways.
the other one says, as seeing all this go down, the other stormtrooper says,
Goddamn bounty hunter scum. Get out of here.
We gotta
Tulpa,
go
from
on
your
our ship.
Tulpa, from your elevated position, you would hear this kind of almost directly beneath you, but you see everything as well. The 10 stormtroopers on the field, you would see the person that looks like Score, but beyond Score, where the ramp leads up into this YT-1300 light Corellian craft, you see strapped to two chairs, two kind of like hovering chairs, a human male and a Wookiee.
Can I safely make my way around to get beside them if they're further back and I'm up above the ladies? Can I come around the side like this without being noticed?
Yeah. Roll me a stealth check as you make your move.
Not a stealth check. No, what is my stealth here? Okay, so I have a yellow and 2 greens in stealth.
Which is
Is
awesome.
that all
And
I
then,
roll?
Mm-hmm.
1 purple as well. Throw a purple in. Nobody looks up in Star Wars, if you've ever noticed.
No.
No, they don't. No, the high ground is a very big deal.
It's huge, and nobody pays attention to it, right?
No, it's huge. So I think I got 4 successes. I got 2 rebel symbols and 2 explosions.
That looks
Yay.
great. Yep. So you're able to make your way over there, and you do so quickly. There's no speed sacrificed as you kind of get just out of the range using the geometry of the sloped area of the docking bay, and you sprint around the outside of it. You make your way to the back, and you realize that if from your position you were to drop to the ground, there wouldn't be anyone in between you and the 2 figures that are in the chair, the human and the Wookiee.
Love it. Classic, total classic. I want to hop down and take cover. And
Okay.
By the way, this is a 7+ foot tall green, humanoid alien in a very cheap and reflective spacesuit. So this is.
But you're so stealthy.
You are.
I am. Yeah.
Don't try to
He's
talk yourself out of
streetwise.
it.
He's learned, but he's also streetwise. He's a walking contradiction. Let's continue. I jump down.
As Green Day starts playing, you drop down, and as you hit the dust of the docking bay 101, if you give me one of your destiny points, I will let you get within 10 feet of Han Solo and Chewbacca the Wookiee.
At conventions they spend a lot more than that. So I will spend that destiny point. And I'm low. I'm behind those sort of nondescript crates that look like companion cubes. Weird things, kind of ducking back and forth there. I'm peeking up. He's got a big head, but he knows where to hide it. Let's continue.
You start us down a dark path. Once you go down the sexual puns, forever will it dominate your destiny. Nox,
I should be excused.
Nox, would you roll me a perception check? Your sister is engaged, but with the stormtroopers and everything, but you are not.
Well, I'm also talking to them, and trying to be distracted. Like, no, just get into our ship because I gotta use the bathroom, but sleep. Maybe drink some water. And I also want to use sense to see how many people I can feel while my mouth is running.
Right. So please go right ahead and do that. I don't know if you have to roll purple dice for that one, but if you do, it's only 1.
I just spend 1 force point.
Gotcha. Yep. So you read that there are, counting the 2 beside you, an even dozen stormtroopers that are in here.
Okay.
You don't sense anything beyond that, but you do sense that there is the Wookiee, the person in the chair that you did not see before. You can kind of feel them now. And then the humanoid that's standing there with the half face.
Cool. Just want to make sure there wasn't anybody else sneaky and hiding nearby that we don't want to interact with. So.
Right.
Cool.
And
2
quietly over your
successes,
comm.
Greg.
2 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Then you would see Tulpas. He jumps down and quickly, whether you're impressed or not, I leave completely up to you, Susie, but you would see a very tall alien get where he needs to be without being seen.
So I think we've come to the wrong place, maybe. I think maybe.
I think you have. Time to get out of here.
And over the comms, you hear quietly over our channel, are we ready to kick the tires and light the fires?
Yeah, I think it's about time. I think that we made tracks. So, don't you think? And then Nox turns to the one that would call them bounty hunter scum. And she gets a very serious look on her face, and she says,
Put me down. I think I can walk it off too.
"What did you say about me just a second ago? What was that you
Draws
said?
up.
Something?"
Draws up, as only a stormtrooper can front, as a stormtrooper can flex, with absolutely nothing but the white shiny armor to back it up.
Yeah.
I said bounty hunter scum.
So
And-
this is going to look
and on
hilarious because she's 6'5", and this is a stormtrooper, and they're what, 5'11"?
5'9".
5'9", they're tiny, right? And she
Scum.
smiles.
Scum.
draws her head back and is gonna headbutt this stormtrooper right through the helmet.
But yeah, on
Nice.
Scum, Greg, on Scum, I hit the button on the first transport.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do as we launch into combat. I have pre-rolled initiative to help us out a little bit, and initiative in this system is very, very fun. You all have, I'll let you know that you have 3 PC turns. An enemy will go, 2 PC turns, and then an enemy will end. You may decide who goes where. And so the first PC slot is up. I will award it for this round to Susie, since Susie kind of activates it as Nox headbutts. And with that attack, go ahead and roll me a melee attack as you drop one in. No purple. He had no idea this was coming.
Okay, can I use my force to enhance this?
Hell yeah, you can.
I just want to destroy his head with my face. Okay, so, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a bad time for this guy. Oh, that's a 4 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay, so this is how this looks. As you bring your head in, and perhaps PX-15 and the judge would see this, the helmet doesn't absorb correctly. It cracks down the middle as you see it splinter and fly off like 2 bisected pieces of armor. The head beneath is met with incredible force. This stormtrooper is driven into the ground. His heels actually take an inch or 2 into the sand as he bends completely backwards like in the Matrix. He lands. A second later, both halves of the helmet, and it's that moment before a gunfight when the tumbleweed goes through, the whistle sounds, and everybody goes for something. But instead of the click of a clock, this was the death of a stormtrooper as Nox Hades destroys this fool.
And because I was on Nox's shoulder when she went for the headbutt, I would try to fall on top of him to make it look like, for a second, just to, because some people are going to be even more confused if I'm on top of them, like, oh, this drunk person landed on this stormtrooper guy. Those who are close won't be fooled, but those who are by the ship might be like, what's going on for a second? So to try to just buy a little extra time, she'll have fallen with the headbutt.
Oh, sure. I tell you what, roll me a deception check just to make it, this is not a deception check to prove you're doing something. It's confusion. If they just have no clue what just happened.
Yeah.
And then 1 purple,
Cool.
please.
Excellent. Let me just roll these up. Wonderful. I got a success and 2 advantages.
Okay, so this will play out over the course of this round as this kind of, not all of the stormtroopers are going to act because of this absolute confusion that they're seeing. But Susie, you have completed your first action. You have movement if you would like to use it. Otherwise, you can hand it off to another one of your party members.
Okay, so yeah, after she's completely just destroyed the stormtrooper, she's gonna take a second to be like, fuck yes. But then she's gonna sort of move to at least get up against a wall or somewhere where she's got one side covered, so she knows she's got at least one angle she doesn't have to worry about. So
Okay.
just take a couple of steps, just be like, whoosh.
You're able to basically, it's almost like you're doing what Ahsoka taught you. You go to like a shoulder lead, like a gunslinger. You make a narrow window, a narrow target. And as you do so, you keep the wall behind you. Your sister rides down the blasted stormtrooper. And who do you want to give initiative to now, Susan?
Okay, I think I will hand over to the judge for his explosive entrance.
Okay.
Because that'll confuse him even more.
Yeah, hearing that, the judge is going to hit the detonator on the furthest transport from the doorway. And try to lure some of the stormtroopers outside. Basically, once they get close enough, he's going to hit the second one and try to take some of them out before entering the fray.
Okay, I would like you to roll for me one of the following. You can roll me deception, you can roll me skullduggery, or you can roll me just straight up. What was the other one I saw there? Streetwise.
I'm going to do Streetwise because I'm actually trained in that a little bit.
And this is just one purple.
And one purple? Got it.
Please,
All right,
yeah.
so that's one of those and 2 greens. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. And 1 purple. All right, so I got, looks like I got 2 successes and an advantage.
Fantastic. So again, this is compiling onto what Soul has done to kind of this mass confuse. This is like textbook guerrilla tactics. Immediate second confusion within a 3 beat time period. And so we've had a dead stormtrooper driven into the ground, screaming from another person landing on top of dead stormtrooper, and an explosion that rocks Docking Bay 101. You also have a movement, my friend, and I'm going to count that as a maneuver. So you have an action as well. If you wanted to do something and you have your full array still, because that you had that ready. That was a ready to action for you.
Can I ready that action then to detonate the second one if some stormtroopers were to come out and investigate?
Absolutely. And if you want to attack them as they come out, like letting them go and attacking the last one, you can also ready an aim maneuver, which will give you a bonus. You can basically lower your blaster towards where you know they're coming and pull the detonator out. You're in that type of situation.
Then I'm doing that.
Absolutely. And who would you like to have initiative next, my friend?
Initiative next is going to be... we'll give that over to Tulpa.
Travis, you're up.
All right, so I'm behind the companion cube-looking nondescript box that they like to use because they can reuse it in multiple shots without spending more money. And then I'm looking over it, and I get that kind of glance over the thing there. I'm looking. Let me ask you. So, are the stormtroopers standing after this explosion? Right, got a big distraction. We love a big distraction in the Star Wars films. You know,
right? You're at that beat right where the explosion goes off, and all of the heads, including the bounty hunters, kind of turn towards the front. So you're in that very moment, that initial moment. Yeah.
Can I make it to the Mail and Chewbacca without being noticed by the nearby stormtroopers, or do I have to shoot my way over there? Set them 10 feet away.
Yeah, they seem to be distracted, and no one is between you. So you would have to begin your movement to see if you get caught, but they seem to be heavily distracted.
You got to do that jump where you got one hand on the box and then you're jumping up over the thing with your legs and you get the gun in the other hand. You got to do that jump right there with the hand. You know what I'm talking about. This is his
it's the action shot on the action figure packaging.
It's this variant cover too, by the way. This is like cover F or E of this comic, this particular issue of our comic book. Anyway, Tulpa gets his own cover.
I love that.
No, it's great. It's like Andy Kubert or something. Love it. So then George Perez. So then he jumps over the thing and then, Solid Snakes his way over to which one is closer to me? The human or the Wookiee?
Solo would be, yeah.
I'm shaking. I'm like starstruck. Oh my God. Hold on. I need a second. Oh my goodness. So you said Solo? I'm so nervous. I didn't even hear what you said. You said the male is closer to me? Okay.
Han would be the closest to, yeah.
I sneak up behind him and I'm undoing his restraints, right? How's he restrained?
He doesn't seem to be restrained at all. He seems to be buckled in around the waist, but as soon as are you trying to grab him and, reach for...
I want to
explain to me what you're doing.
I want to sneak up to him. I want to free him and then whisper in his ear that I'm here with Princess Leia Organa, and I'm going to be like, help me, Han Solo, and then I want to hand him a blaster and say, you're my only hope.
As you get up and as soon as you start to whisper, you see his head move slowly over to yours, and he locks eyes with you. And as soon as you say Leia's name, he looks and says, Kid, we can't move. And you notice that there is a medical device that's attached to his throat, and there's no movement from the waist, from the neck down. You notice at this proximity that the Wookiee has one as well. These are basically like biological restraining bolts. They will paralyze somebody for at least 12 hours.
What the hell?
Can you get us on the ship? The Falcon.
I think so. I think I can carry you, but I don't know about the Wookiee.
We're not
You
leaving
can't walk?
without him. You can see him barely move his head.
So everybody else has their. So then Tulpa has that big fat look over his shoulder, the oh shit look over your shoulder, right? To check what's going on. Get the big Jurassic Park close up there, and the bush, and I want to see does everyone else have their back to us?
You have made it over here, and none of the stormtroopers nor the bounty hunter who is closest to you have registered your approach or this exchange with Solo.
Okay, but I can't pick both of them up. I'm gonna like radio PX-15 and like just hit the cone, be like, I have the target? Question mark? Do you copy? And what the hell was that that explosion? Over.
All right.
And I'm like make a face. That's not helping.
I'm like in full view of like all of the stormtroopers, aren't I? Because I'm with Nox, who just like headbutted that one.
You're right in the hallway a bit, so you're seeing this, and then behind you is the judge. So you would have like heard the explosion from behind, have seen everything, and I'll go ahead and say that you can currently see, kind of peeking from behind this kind of hover wheelchair, you can see Tulpa like actually communicating with you via sight or whatever as he's hiding behind one of these chairs. So you could see exactly where he is. You could see that there are 12 stormtroopers between you and him, and all of them seem to be excited, in a state of excitement, aroused.
I see.
This just in, Twitch, yes, they are excited. They are not aroused.
Okay. I mean, PX is programmed as a nurse caretaker droid. However, PX is on a mission to bring Han Solo back alive, and also her patient seemed to be in danger. So I think that they're gonna fight. They got combat skills, right?
Are you going to try to just go into the stormtroopers, or are you trying to make it to Tulpa?
I'm trying to take down the stormtroopers. I would like to shoot
I love
them.
it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So roll me your blaster fire. So roll me some like ranged light, I believe you have. And again, they are completely stunned by this attack. This is in a Sancta Sanctorum on an occupied world, and so they are not expecting anything like this. So it's only one purple.
Okay. I would like to use my. What does that give me again?
What did you want to use?
My
Crit.
20. My crit.
Okay. Roll me a just go ahead and let's see. Do you have a regular die with you? If you can, just roll me a d6.
I can do that.
Nice. See that?
I rolled a 4.
Okay. So as Nox and Sol, the Hades sisters, go down,
And I'm like, wouldn't the droid get here?
and
I'm like, oh,
PX
the stormtrooper.
Yeah, PX-15 explodes out of the tunnel like John fucking Wick and just starts shoot as 4 stormtroopers take dome shots as the blaster comes out. The stormtroopers are, because of the efforts that have been before, because of the judge and Saul, are completely disorganized as they had no idea, and all of a sudden 5 of them are dead. As PX-15, you're able to shoot and create a hole between, or a column tunnel, whatever you want to say, between your position and where Solo and Chewbacca are. So you can shoot and move if you want, or you can stay by the twins and shoot. Up to you. I just need to know your placement.
I'm going to stay by the twins so I can keep them protected.
Okay, and then that would go to the enemy, but the enemy is completely disorganized, so hand it off to, I think the last person we have in play here is Saul. So Saul, it is your initiative. Yep.
Yeah, so the enemy is completely discombobulated. And she wants to prevent just... Well, at this point, I think it's going to turn into a shootout. So maybe some of them will go check on the transport. In that case, she'll be like, "Are we fighting now?" And pull out 2 blasters and just the mooks that are on either side of the door, because we got those. Those are the closest ones near us, and just.
Okay, so again, this is ranged light with 1 purple because they have no clue what you're doing.
Yeah, they have no idea. 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay, so with your 1 success and the advantage, you take out with a shot one of them, you fire, and it's not that you miss, it's that there's a reaction of confusion. It's just that, what's going on, as one of your blaster bolts goes a little bit wide. What happens now for the enemy when we move to the bottom? I'm sorry, any movement for you, Saul, as you quickly fire off these 2 shots?
I'm just going to take, because I was on the ground, I'm just going to lift that stormtrooper corpse up and just stay there and just use the stormtrooper as cover. He's got his armor.
I love it. Sure, yeah.
And
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So he's got his armor and his meat in front between me and the rest of them.
Right, as long as it's not your sister's forehead, the armor should hold up. So
I probably reach this guy's mid chest. So I'm just.
Right. So you kind of roll over beneath them using the body outside, unable to be sensed from a potential force user inside. There are, let me get my people up here real quick. There are 2, they're KTSO droids that come out and respond to the explosion of the transport. They fold out of the shadows beside the either end of this area and move to look and see what exactly has happened to the transports. Their long, lanky limbs as they move down and they begin to investigate the burning rubble. And as they kind of turn with that head movement that spins, they begin to scan the area, Judge, and they are real close to that second transport.
The judge waits till their heads scan around and look right at him, and he just kind of gives them a little bit of a head nod and hits the button.
Fantastic. And so as this was pre-planned, they don't have anything. If you could, if you will, simply roll me 2 yellows, which are the 12-sided, and 2 greens.
Okay, so that's 2 successes and 5 advantages.
As this explosion goes off, the heads that had turned to look at you roll across the sand smoking and come to rest as the lights go out, looking up, reflected in your Beskar. The explosion and everything kind of playing in a weird pantomime along your reflective surfaces as well. As we go back up to the top of the order, everybody is in a state of pure panic. Tulpa, you're the only one that realizes that Score, the bounty hunter, grabs the hover chair of Chewbacca and begins to pull the hover chair into the YT-1300 light Corellian craft freighter. Unaware of your presence.
Oh, okay. But I'm standing on the other side of Solo.
This is a reach
Near
back, grabbing of one of the chairs, and like I got to get the hell
Right.
out of here.
Right. I'm gonna stand up under my breath, say for Alderaan, and then I get the close up, and then I'm just gonna shoot Scar right in the back, and do
Love it.
the blaster rifle walk and shoot,
Take
What a
your
pew
shot
pew.
then. Whatever is your weapon of choice, your rolls for that. I believe it is the light, ranged light. And this is only one purple. Because again, under surprise, they muster no defense.
So it's 1 purple plus the 2 dice in the dice pool on the weapon.
Correct, yes.
I got 1 rebellion thing and 2 explosions.
Fantastic. Where do you hit Score the Bounty Hunter, killer of Mandalorians, and all around asshole?
Well, it was until we got a hold of it. This was a PG-13 franchise, and so I'm gonna shoot him right between the shoulder blades, and just take him down. I know he's got like a shoulder pad or something, right? I'm gonna try and shoot him in the outrageous armored part of him.
You hear that ring and burn as he hits and goes flying off like the loading ramp, but the chair that was the Wookiee is in continues to drift on its anti-grav up into the craft. Do you have anything you would like to do as you're taking the first initiative order this time?
They're both in hover chairs.
They're both in hover chairs, yeah.
So if I kicked Han Solo's chair, he wouldn't fall on his back like a normal chair.
No, these are like the same type of thing whenever they were taking the carbonite Han through.
Far out. Then I was
yeah.
gonna grab his chair like this, and I'm gonna pull it behind me and start dragging him. And with my right hand, I'm gonna keep the pressure on Scar.
You're able to continue fire as you kind of back up with both of these people in tow, Chewbacca the Wookiee and Han Solo. Han is saying nothing. He's just shouting out. You would see to your right, to your left, as these stormtroopers begin to mill about. He's trying to help as much as he can. But as you're going up the ramp, you hear him say under his breath, "Nice job, kid," as you're pulled up into the craft.
He's speechless. He doesn't even know what to say. He's once again he's 2 degrees away from one of his heroes, Princess Leia Organa. It's a big role model, one of his idols.
Who do you give initiative to, my friend? You have the twins. You have PX-15.
We got it. Wasn't it Nox that kind of went first and broke the stormtrooper's helmet? And so I need to get back there. I need to see I need a good action sequence here.
Nox, as all of this transpires, you, the only kind of bastion that is just standing amidst this chaos, as blaster fire and explosions rain, you're still standing there, the powderized remains of broken plasteel kind of floating around you, as your sister acts, everybody acts, and you turn and face the stormtrooper horde. What do you do, Nox?
So Nox smiles, does that little badass, rubs the side of her mouth, rolls her shoulder, pulls forward her massive gun, because it's always on her shoulder, it's just always there. And she steps out in front of all the stormtroopers, and she's just gonna lay some covering fire and just try and blast through or make herself as big a target as possible. And she's going to scream for the others to make for the ship as she's just laying down this anti-stormtrooper fire.
Absolutely. So go ahead and roll me an attack. Again, they are still disorganized. Their turn has not come around yet, so it is only 1 purple.
Okay, let's have a look.
You have a destiny point or 4 if you'd like to spend them as well. That's just out there.
Yeah, can I use a destiny point to hit something in the wall that just causes a shower of sparks, and something that's also an additional environmental
Go ahead
hazard.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me just your blaster, no purple dice. Tell me
Okay.
what you get. And then...
All right, it's 2 successes.
Okay, so tell me, you see there are fuel lines, as the narrative has already described, fuel lines that kind of creep up the walls. There's various forms of used oil and flammable liquids, gas lines and things like that to repair or support any type of craft, refill them. You see them lying about behind the aforementioned crates that are very similar to other crates. These things are all lined up, and these stormtroopers, because they're stormtroopers, seem to be congregated around these nodes as if waiting for something to happen. Tell me how you kill 4 of them.
All right, so she follows as she's standing here, and she takes a deep breath. She pulls up the gun. She follows the line of one of the gas lines, and it leads to a very convenient, almost Red Barrel-esque node here with a bunch of stormtroopers stood around picking their asses or whatever stormtroopers do. And she whistles and goes, "Over here, boys," before she just lets loose into this barrel and just sends them to space.
And so, exactly, a shot kind of right out of Rogue One, where there's an explosion and you see the cartwheeling stormtroopers go flying through the air as again another wreck happens that causes them to look here, there, wondering where their help is. What the hell is happening? This was an afternoon. They were 2 hours from Blue Milk at the cantina. What's going on? As I ask you, who do you hand off your initiative to?
Okay, so she looks over her shoulder, she sees the judge, and she's like, "Get to the fucking ship, that's where scorers!" And she's blasting away. So
and the judge having blown the second transport, all to Kingdom Come, he rounds the corner, leveling his blaster, probably seeing Tulpa shoot Score in the back. But he literally he walks with a purpose. He walks like one of those mall walkers that you see at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. He, just repetitive steps as he levels his blaster and he's walking towards Score, and he just yells out, "Score!" And I'm going to use one of my 20s and basically wait for him to snap his head up. And then I'm going to put one laser bolt right into his fleshy eyeball.
So here's how this breaks down. Exactly as you've said, Pruitt, as you kind of come out. This is that shot in The Mandalorian where Mando kicks open the door and shoots the person in the head as he takes the shot in the Beskar. There's glints coming off your Beskar that are just random environmental sparks and things that are hitting, and as you yell out, a column opens in the stormtrooper ranks, and you see Score laying there pushing himself up off the ground, kind of a push-up position. He looks over, his half metal face looking at your full Mandalorian helm, and despite the explosions, the chaos, you can hear him say, "Mandalorian scum," and you see him grab his pistol and lift it up into position, and as he is staring down his sights, your blast goes over his sights, and you see him take the shot in the non-reflective side of his head. And again, it's PG-13, so we hear it more than we feel it as the shot hits and he bounces off of the landing strut and comes to rest in the dirt.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. What I intend on doing is continuing to walk, holstering my weapon, grabbing him by the hair as I walk up the landing and dragging him up on the ship without breaking
He's right
stride.
there. He's right there to grab. What's left of him comes easily. There is no resistance because he is super dead.
Mm-hmm.
And so who do you hand your initiative off to, my friend? We still have Soul, we still have PX-15 that are in the field for this round.
Oof. Well, everybody's been tearing it up. I'm going to hand it on over to PX-15.
PX, this is just moments after you've mowed down 4. There's been an explosion from one of the Hades sisters. The Mandalorian has just popped out and destroyed the bounty hunter while leaving his own brand of chaos everywhere. This is textbook death by 1,000 cuts, mass pandemonium, and you're in the middle of it. What would you like to do?
Perfect. I want to try to gun down the remaining stormtroopers. There's 4 left.
There are 4 left, so go ahead. I will tell you, you have 3 destiny points if you... Okay, here's what I'll tell you. We're getting to the top of the hour here. I'll tell you what. I have a couple people that are still on the field. Tulpa, the judge, you've left. But I have Sol, Nox, and PX-15 that are on the field. There are reinforcements coming into Docking Bay 101, not stormtroopers, but bounty hunters are flooding in to this area. Blaster fire going off everywhere as they gun down stormtroopers, anybody they can think of. But if you all spend your remaining 3 destiny points, I will let you badass your way into the Millennium Falcon with lightsabers, blasters, or just harsh language.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
All of them.
Oh, it's the Millennium Falcon, not Score's ship?
It is not Score ship. It is a YT-1300 light Corellian
I
craft.
thought we were supposed to meet up with the Millennium Falcon. That's sorry, that was my confusion.
It seems that he was taking the Falcon as well.
Ah, okay.
So if you spend those for me, tell me how the Sisters Hades and the 15 of PX get from here to the Millennium Falcon.
So, Lindy, I have an idea.
Okay.
I think
ready
Sol
to
and
move.
Nox look at each other. They get that cheeky little glint in their eyes. They drop the guns, sabers out, right?
Ooh,
Come
Do we
on.
though? We are supposed to lay low. There's so many cams at a spaceport dock.
Coward. I mean, you can.
I just
you
know
cannot
we have the most popular bounty in the group. I don't know if we
We
want the
do.
Imperials to multiply that. I mean, if Nox wants to do it, I don't think Sol will.
Alright, well, Nox is doing it because Nox is an idiot.
Yeah.
So with
I think she
the sputter
covers
up-
at the back. She's, deflecting the blasters with the saber.
And because you've spent a destiny point, you are doing them just as Ahsoka taught you. The blaster bolts are not only being deflected, but they are being used against the enemies, both bounty hunter and stormtrooper. As you're blocking the blasts and sending the bolts back towards them, you see people screaming "Ah!" as they get hit.
What Nox or what Sol will do, however, she doesn't want to unleash the lightsaber. The stormtrooper corpse that she was taking cover behind, as she stands up, she will chuck it at a group of bounty hunters that have walked in. But she'll use the force to chuck it. It'll just look like she threw it real hard, just for that extra push. So I have force upgrade. I can move stuff.
And you send the blasted spike-driven body of one of their own back into bounty hunters and stormtroopers alike, giving them something else to think about, which is their own mortality. As this person crashes in, PX-15, what do you do as you survey the battlefield and the sisters holding court of chaos? What do you do?
I cover them, let them do their thing, but if I don't need to defend and they're doing fine, I would not shoot and I would get to the ship.
Yeah, we're like retreating. We're like deflecting
Yeah.
and stuff as we were walking back.
So within moments, everybody is on board the Millennium Falcon, and as you get in there, you're able to make it to the bridge, but Han Solo and Chewbacca are in no position to fly as they are paralyzed from the neck down. I need to ask at this point, who's flying the Falcon?
I feel like somebody was given the codes how to do it and not make it explode.
Well, if this is the Falcon didn't have that kind of jury rigging on it, so...
I think unless otherwise instructed, Tulpa dives right into the pilot seat and starts pre-ignition, getting everything fired up.
You would realize quickly you need a co-pilot, because it seems that this is not simply a pilot co-pilot, it is a shared pilot station.
Starts doing the thing where he's flicking switches and nervously asking if anyone else has ever piloted it.
I have a little piloting.
I have like the download with all of the codes and stuff, correct?
You do. You can plug into the Millennium Falcon's computer and help with all of that too.
I would be co-pilot then. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just sit down and beep boop boop.
And so with Tulpa and PX-15,
I'll message
Yes?
Ahsoka and on the comments and say, "Hey, you should lift off." Like ASAP.
And the judge comes from the back and says, "Hey, can we make a quick pass over the bounty hunter's cantina on the way out of town?"
That's a
And he
great
might
idea.
be speckled with a little blood while holding a
What a
bag.
wonderful idea.
well, holding just a bag, and completely
Just a bag.
I'm sensing a
Why
drop
not?
delivery.
Well, we are people of our words. Word, are we
We
not?
are. We'd hate to not drop this delivery off.
Like throwing switches.
All
and
right,
yelling,
so-
like, why not? We've already blown up half aboard Mandel doing it. I need a
Oh, this
freaking
isn't even a
co-pilot. I
third.
turn
Come
and
on.
PX-15 is like already sitting there.
Yeah. You
I'd like to think that
All right,
PX-15 has their legs pulled up, much like, you know how the battle droids, when they get like
They like-
packaged away, the legs are pulled up like a kid that's sitting on a chair or something, just, you know.
Hands right in the front.
right. And so as the Millennium Falcon lifts off and the normal, as you go to flip switches, you know, PX-15 can immediately tell you, no, it's not that sequence. That sequence will cause us to explode. This is how the Millennium Falcon is rigged. And so redirect you where you need to be. As you lift off, the ramp stays down. And we cut to the exterior of the Falcon as the judge is holding on to the strut, the wind catching any cloth elements of his outfit and blowing them off to the side. The bag itself is kind of buffeting like a pendulum as you fly over the guild hall. Judge?
And maybe if he sees a bounty hunter coming in or out. What was the guy's name that gave you all this task?
Pac-Lon. Pac-Lon was the...
Pac-Lon. Just as we fly over, we'll be like, "Delivery for Pac-Lon," and just like toss the bag down. And it has a little note on it that says "for Pac-Lon." And I'd like to use my last 20 to make sure it bounces like right at the front door.
Absolutely.
And it's got two kiss prints from the Hades sisters on it as well. The note. It's like judge and then smooch smooch.
Lindy, I thought you meant the head. I thought you meant the head. That dude just...
You know,
I
that would be
mean,
funny
though.
too. That's because he zips it open, and there's just like the two lips prints on the metal side of the face that he wanted so bad.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So as the head goes
That.
down and as the 20 is spent, it hits the ground and bounces perfectly, coming out of the bag as it unravels and kind of squids behind. And as it hits the ground and looks up into the second floor of the guild hall, both Pac-Lon looks out, sees it and nods solemnly, but the bartender looks out, sees it and smiles, and turns over and puts his palm upon the Mandalorian helm behind the bar and nods his head. As we cut away, and the last shot we see is a YT-1300 designation Millennium Falcon with a Mandalorian hanging underneath it, peel off into the sunrise, and we see emblazoned upon the helm of the Mandalorian the imprint of the sun. And that, my friends, is where we will end The Good, the Bad, and the Jedi. Yay, fantastic. I like playing with my friends because they're fun and they deal with things like Commander Cock and all that stuff. Yeah, and somewhere Commander Cock is talking to Darth Vader right now. This is my epilogue. Here's my epilogue. Commander Cock is talking. Here's Commander Cock talking to Darth Vader. Sir, we had a ship. It matches the registration of a YT-1300 craft that blasted its way out of Mos Eisley. And now it seems it's blasted its way out of Cock's grip. And that's the end of it.
Followed by the busted nut.
Cut to scene from Rogue One. Be careful you don't choke on your own expectation.
Save the cock. Save the dream. All right, as we go around, let's talk to all of our friends. Let's start with Susie. Susie, my friend, how are you? Where can we find you online?
Oh boy, that was an absolute blast. It was full of way more dick jokes than I expected, but hey, that's what I get for playing games with my friends. But I'm doing great. This was a ton of fun. Thank you, everybody. May the 4th be with you all. Happy birthday tomorrow, Pruitt. But as for me, I'm Susie. I am a variety streamer. I do video games, I do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. I will be back here real soon in the future near but as for my own stream, as soon as my PC gets here being shipped, then I will be up and running as normal. Check my Twitter for updates.
Fantastic, my friend, fantastic. And we'll leave the birthday boy for last as we jump over to your sister, Lindy. Lindy, my friend, how are you? And where can we find you online?
I am doing super spiffy. This is the best way we could have spent Star Wars Day. That's all I can say. This was amazing. My face hurts from smiling and laughing so much. That was epic. It was super Star Wars. And really hope that we get to keep the busted nut. That's a good ship. We can just redesignate it. It'd be great. Or, you know, future ship name. I was really disappointed we didn't get to steal Score's ship, but that's fine. You know, Millennium Falcon's cool too, whatever. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. In about 3 hours on my channel, we'll be having our weekly D&D with producer Trav as well. We're both be players. It's going to be super fun. And yeah, just follow me to see what I'm doing when, because it's a lot of stuff and it's all super cool.
Fantastic. As we drop straight down to Tulpa himself, Travis, how are you, my friend? And where can we find you online?
Don't drop down on me, Greg. Hey, how's it going? I'm producer Trav, and just, you know, Star Wars just gives me that special feeling. Like when we used to climb the rope in gym class. I had a great time. Not as much prop work as I would have liked. I wanted to play with all my favorite Star Wars action figures. Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. I guess we'll have to do it next time. So, no. So, I'm going to play D&D with Lindy in 3 hours. She's right about that. And then I'm going to play more D&D with Lindy tomorrow because I just love it, man. It's just fucking awesome. And these are like some of my very favorite people. And what's up with Charlie with the Wilhelm scream? Can we all give it up for Charlie with a well-timed Wilhelm scream? That's a producer, folks. I would know. So I love this, and it's just fucking sweet. And now we have to have our Return of the Jedi. There has to be like porgs or some like really sort of seemingly out of place, but then we grow to love them, alien race that sort of crowds up our trilogy finale. So anyway, till next time, may the Force be with you. And happy birthday, Pruitt. Here's the one more trip around the sun. And hey, congrats, Susie. I'm happy for you. Your color's good. You look happy. Your posture in your chair, you look good. You look happy. So I'm happy for everybody.
Twins are on the same continent now. I know.
Awesome, awesome. And just for the record, I knew that was Pruitt. And then over to my friend Lydia. Lydia, how are you, my friend? And where can we find you online?
I'm so good. This was so much fun. This was the best May 4th. You can find me online at Twitter at Lydia Heals. I'm here on Friday nights. I play a spooky game with Don and Charlie and Trav and some others. That's it for now. This was so much fun. Thank you, Greg. Happy birthday, Pruitt, tomorrow.
Fantastic. And like I said, never has there been a catchphrase dropped at the perfect pocket, that strike zone, that sweet spot, right when you like I said, you just forgotten about it, and then there it was. That's when you drop it. Masterclass in the catchphrase. Loved it. And finally, last but certainly not least, my buddy Pruitt, who's having a birthday tomorrow. Pruitt, how are you? Where can we find you online? And may the force be with you.
I'm doing all right there. Just with a little bit of screaming in the background. You know, it's how we do. I thank you. This was so awesome. You know, the best way to spend a May the 4th and the day before my birthday as I creep longer into the 40s. But hey, what are you going to do? Just keep aging. So yeah, had a great time. I would love to do this again if we ever wanted to get the band back together for a trilogy. I mean, it is of the series. Just saying. Just going to go ahead and put that out there. But yes, I am Pruitt, one half of WebDM. Check out our videos on Wednesdays on YouTube. I also have a game on Tuesday night. Tomorrow we're going to do a little, I don't know what we're doing. It's fun birthday times. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? But yeah, Greg, as always, thank you. You're awesome. Can't wait to do this again. And may the 4th be with you, always.
Love it, buddy. Love it. As for me, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim on the Twitch. A lot of fun things going on. Just follow me over there and figure out what's up. I will let you all know this, that I do. Here's the real epilogue, not the Commander Cock one. The real epilogue is this: as you leave Ord Mantell with the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo, and Chewbacca the Wookiee in tow, you spend the next several months on the ice planet of Hoth. You are approached by two of the Imperial leaders, or the leadership, Mon Mothma and General Riken. They are also accompanied by Princess Leia Organa, where they ask you that it appears the Emperor is building a second Death Star, and they need you to figure out how to blow it up. And so our final trilogy would be High Moon, Rogue 2. And so with that being said, I absolutely love this group. They are so much fun to play with. Playing Star Wars on May the 4th is just, that's the way to do it. Chat, you are fantastic. You are awesome. You are in it. You are passionate. And that's all we can ask from shared storytelling. Follow all these people. They're super kind. Stay healthy. Stay sane in all of this. And I'm going to say, may the force be with you. But I'm also going to say, try not to roll too many nat ones, because we want to be laughing when you do. We'll see you next time.